10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at, in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper right now.
Tuchel was the one who said, no, we need you this season. You're going to be playing some games. So they're all.
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat online
Sergio
saying
Production.
we've never beaten them away 6 times in a row.
He's gonna play as a 9. Kai is the second. We only have two main 9 in the team. Technically.
But I'm telling you, even if that ball went to Lukaku, he's not gonna do it because Lukaku ballon.
That's
He has a clear chance. He has a clear chance.
Look, guys.
He has a clear chance. Let me finish this. He has a clear chance last night.
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation.
Sergio Production.
Sorry guys, I was disconnected.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the transfer deadline day broadcast by the Blue Lounge. Listen, people, I know it's not been the window that we've all expected, wanted. Or has it? We're going to discuss this transfer window. We're going to discuss the lack of transfers in this window for Chelsea Football Club and whether or not it really is a bad thing. Whether it's a good thing. Whether it's a positive thing. Because we've had windows where we didn't do any purchases, any acquisitions, and things didn't go too badly. So we're going to be discussing that, and we're also going to keep an eye out on the latest developments during the stream. Should anything pop up, we'll be discussing it. We'll be highlighting it. We'll be reporting it. So I ask you guys in the chat, do me a favor and keep us posted with everything on Twitter, Sky News, Sky Sports, wherever you see it, hit us up in the chat and, we'll investigate and we will try to get as much information as possible. It's going to be a long evening tonight, lads. We're going to be here for quite some time. I'm not sure if we'll go all the way to 1 a.m. UK time. We might get close to it, depending on what's going to happen. So make sure you have your snacks ready. Make sure you have your nice cold beverage, hot beverage, a snack, popcorn, crisps, whatever, And let's just enjoy the evening together, discussing the lack of transfers on the behalf of Chelsea. We have with us today in the chat Horizont, big up to you. We're going to discuss this. And you never know. Something might happen. Lastminute.com, Chelsea Football Club, lastminute.com. You never know. Abdul B, big up to you, my man. I hope you're doing good. Good to see you here. Machiavelli, always a pleasure to have you in the stream. My man, CFC Stephen, there is an offer from an English club to sign Ousmane Dembele. Reports suggest it's Chelsea. I've seen these reports, Stephen. Possible. Apparently he has rejected every club under the sun apart from Chelsea Football Club. We'll be addressing that in due course. If not this window, possibly next window. We've talked about him a lot recently. We'll give him a little bit more time today because it's a topic worthy of discussion. Big up to you, CFC Stephen. Nice to see you back in the chat. Who else do we have? We have Deo. Big up to you. Welcome to the chat. I've seen you before, but I think you've changed your avatar. Dele Alli, Frank Lampard's first signing as a Spurs player. Big up to Frank Lampard. And good luck to him at Everton. Hopefully he will have a good experience there. learn the trade, and you never know what's going to happen in the future. Maybe Frank Lampard at Chelsea version 2.0 wouldn't be too bad. Big up to Boogeyman, welcome to the stream, and PJ, always a pleasure to see you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, since you're here nice and early, smash that like button. Let's get to 50 likes as soon as possible to get the stream noticed and recognized by the YouTube algorithm. Boogeyman, jump in, man. Let me see you in here. Ma'am, Jeng, big up to you. First time I've seen you in the chat. You might have changed your name, I don't know, but big up to you and welcome to the stream. Couch Critic, you've been away for a little bit. How are you? How you doing? Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's been crazy, man. Just life just throws you curveballs all the times, and you just gotta have to adjust and move with it as best you can. But happy to be back, and let's get into this transfer business, which is, it's gonna be a snore fest. Let's be honest, bro.
Listen, Couch. I'm gonna just address it from this angle. And maybe this is the optimist within me, the positive, glass half full kind of mentality that I do have sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And I'm just thinking this. We wanted to sign some wing backs. We didn't. Because Tuchel has found a good-ish left back in the form of Malang Sarr. Also, he has Alonso still on the books, who can do a job at left wing back. Reece James is back in the next few days, so the right wing back position is addressed. Therefore, do we really need to pay the premium price of buying someone in the winter transfer window? Especially when you consider that our ambitions for winning the title have kind of diminished with the form that we've had over the Christmas period. So right now,
that goes with that. Those two things go together.
Of course. So the thing is this. Right now, our ambition is the World Club Cup, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup and the World Club Cup. This is the short-term goals. A little bit down the road is the FA Cup and the Champions League. Now, top four is achievable with the squad that we have. Winning those tournaments, specifically the Club World Cup and the Carabao Cup, is doable with this squad. So it might be a good thing to just sit back and wait and just play it cool until the summer, get rid of some of the dead wood, and bring in the players that will be used and required by Thomas Tuchel to build his team.
I'm pretty sure I said this a while ago. First of all, I was going to use this window to evaluate what Chelsea true ambitions are for this season. I've also said that this is a period where we can't really add more to the wage bill. Unless the entire process for this club right now is to get rid of that dead wood, because that wage bill is so high right now that you can't foresee them adding any more names to it without seeing names go. And from the time I didn't see anybody go out on loan, from the time I didn't see anybody get sold or anything of that sort, I knew that we weren't really going to be making any moves in this window. I just knew it. It makes absolutely no sense, to be adding more names to a whole trough of names that cannot be moved off the squad. So I'm a little bit disappointed, not because we didn't bring somebody in or haven't brought somebody in yet. It's just the fact that we haven't been able to move anybody off either. Everyone was hoping that Newcastle would be in the market for some kindling that we can offer them, some dead wood, the Ross Barkleys, this, that, and the other, and that apparently hasn't been the case. Like they've been going for targets that they can use going forward, rather than just trying to like patch over, put a Band-Aid over a bullet wound. So we're still stuck with a lot of these same names that we want to see off the wage bill, because in order to increase and bring somebody in, we have to first get rid of what we have. There's no way around that for me, So yeah, we'll have to wait till the summer, I guess. All this Dembele stuff, I don't believe a lick of it. I think this is just Sky Sports trying to, make the deadline day a little bit more exciting, coming to the end of the window. But I don't believe for a second that Chelsea is looking to bring in Dembele for a fee and then his wages before the summer. It's just unrealistic for me.
Okay. The summer, based on your assessment of Dembele, and I know you've talked about him a lot in the past, focusing on his injury issues. Do you think he will still be a viable option in the summer?
Well, no, I've never thought he was a viable option. It just comes down to whether or not Thomas Tuchel wants him, and whether or not the club is willing to run more risk by bringing somebody that has like an injury record that he has. But, in my opinion, I don't think that Chelsea is in any position to be assigning wages to somebody that's had the injury record that he has. We already have our own issues to deal with or whatnot. But again, if it comes down to Thomas Tuchel just saying, listen, I want to try and work with this guy, we're going to move some other people off of the wage bill that will accommodate for him, then who am I to say no? I'm just looking at the history of things, and I just don't think that Chelsea are in a position to, bring somebody else onto this, the playing staff that you can't depend on playing, multiple games. Like he plays one game, he gets a toenail injury. I don't want to go on about it, but where I stand with it. It's just, it makes no sense to have somebody on the playing staff that you can't rely on, match in, match out.
All right, fair enough. Let me welcome VJ and Podfather. Welcome, guys. How you all doing?
Good, Mo.
Good to have you. Lads, the question is, the fact that Chelsea hasn't made any signings, and the fact that Chelsea may not make any signings. I mean, we've got a few hours to go, but it looks like Chelsea will have a barren transfer window when it comes to players in for the first team. I know there's a couple of guys linked to come in for the development squad. There's a guy from Charlton that I'm seeing on the timeline right now coming in for the development squad. But for the first team, it looks like no one is coming in. Is this a positive thing? The fact that we haven't done any panic buys, any transfers in this window, when we are looking possibly to streamline the squad in the summer and maybe rebuild it again with the formula or with the requirements to suit Tuchel's system. So is this necessarily a bad thing?
Go on, Bud.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think so. I think this has pretty much been Chelsea's modus operandi for the last 2-3 seasons. I don't think we've signed anybody in January for the last 2-3 years. Even when I remember Lampard's first season where he was trying to get Cavani, trying to get Ziyech, trying to get, and for whatever reason, the club didn't pull off the signings then as well. When the top four was in jeopardy, we still managed to seal it that season. I know everybody says, oh, you can get bargains in January, but I think January is a hard market regardless, and a lot of times it doesn't tend to work out generally going forward. But in terms of the signings, I agree with what you said earlier more about the landscape changing. So obviously, when we were calling for signings in the beginning, we were still in the title race. That's why it seems so urgent to get those wing backs in. And once we're out the title race, then all of a sudden the need for the fullbacks diminishes as time goes on. Also, the fact that obviously Reece James is coming back a lot quicker than anybody had predicted. At the time, people were saying 3 months, he'd be out to March and stuff like that. That was pretty much the prognosis. And here we are, first week of February, and he's almost 2 months ahead of schedule. It is a worry bringing him back and then maybe overplaying him. So even if he was to come back, I would hope they wouldn't try and rush him into the team. Yeah, and in terms of the Dembele thing, if Tuchel wants him, and we always talk about pre-planning for the season. For me, the best
Pod, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. Right now, there's a lot of journalists reporting that Barcelona are closer to signing Aubameyang. Now, up until about an hour ago, it looked like it wasn't going to happen because they can't afford his wages unless they were able to offload a certain Dembele.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're talking about Aubameyang. Agreements have been reached, and it could be done tonight. Now, does that mean there is something else happening on the other side, the flip side to that? I mean, could that be an indicator that Dembele's situation is also developing?
I think it could. And to Couch's point about us paying a fee for him, I don't think we will. I think Barcelona will actually cancel his contract and allow him to live for free. From what I've heard from the Spanish angle, from Spanish journalists, they're actually ready to do that because the more important thing for them is to be able to get his wages off the book so they can register other players. So it's not necessarily the transfer fee.
What would be the impetus for Dembele to accept those terms though? Because he's going to be making a mint, and they're not going to match those wages wherever he goes. You know what I mean? Why would he cancel his contract? Or he's making 200 and some odd K a week.
290.
Yeah, we'd have to match his wages, but I'm saying we wouldn't have to pay a transfer fee because they're actually willing to get him off their books even for free.
So even when you say that, that even sounds like a worse idea for me then, to take him on the wages that he's currently on, just to get him now.
He's not going to take a reduction in salary. I mean, Barcelona already tried that and he said no. So the thing about Dembele, think about like this, Couch. If you sign him, he's still at minimum he's a 10, 15, 20 million asset on the books.
Is he?
Yeah. He's 24, so? French international. He was sold for 100
that he has. He only becomes valuable again once he shows that he's healthy and he can play, multiple matches. If he comes here and he gets injured next month, his value diminishes even more.
Okay, so the thing about let's look at his injury record. Yeah, people. I saw a breakdown of it. So the one where he missed most of the games was the season where he only played 5 games, and that was one particularly bad injury that ruled him out pretty much for the season. So it wasn't he was just constantly getting injured, picking up little injuries here, Pulisic.
Hold on. Let me. Do I have to pull this up again.
2 different seasons, Pod.
Sorry.
Two
but I'm saying the bulk was one season where he played 5 games, and he missed the rest of the season, and that was one particular injury, and then he didn't come back at the beginning of the next season, so that injury carried on into that season. So what I'm saying is that it's not he constantly picks up niggles all the time.
No, he's missed a ton of games. This is not a secret for anybody.
No. I didn't say he hasn't missed a ton of games. I'm saying it was one really bad, like a Van Dijk type injury. Yeah. That's
one of the injuries. That's one of the injuries.
Yes, but I'm saying that when you're looking at his time, his first season, he played 27 games at Barcelona. Yeah, for the season. The next season, I can't remember exactly how many games, but I think that's where he had the major injury.
Yeah, he missed 106 games and missed 20 games, basically, right? In 2017, 2018, he missed 20 games.
Yes.
Then he came back in January. He missed another 7 games because he torn a muscle.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, he had an ankle injury, missed 5 games. Then he torn the muscle again, 4 games, hamstring 4 games. So that season wasn't necessarily that bad. I say that bad.
Most quick players pick up 2-3 hamstring injuries a season.
Sure, but that even still, that's still 14 games that he missed. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in 2019, he missed 5 games, then 1 game, then 13 games, then 19 games. That's 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a lot of games. Hamstring injury.
Right? I'm not saying his injury.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm not even done yet though. So then this is the more serious injury.
Yeah.
Then he had hamstring injury, 5 games, unknown injury. Then his knee injury in June cost him to miss 14 games. That was 2021. That was just this year. He's just basically come back from that. And then, of course, the ongoing hamstring injuries continue. Like, it's beyond, for me, it's beyond just, okay, well, he had one serious thing. He's had multiple injuries. And hamstrings, you come into England with hamstring injuries, with the way we play football over here, or over there, wherever you guys are, you know, like, it's not something you want to see when you're thinking about investing millions of dollars into a player, regardless of his age. It's the injury record that is the most plaguing thing about the whole thing.
I understand what you're saying, Couch, but wouldn't you say Pulisic is in a similar situation?
Yeah, and it's a problem.
So how much would you sell Pulisic for?
Okay, I'm telling you right now, Pulisic has value beyond football because of the fact that he is a marketing dynamo.
Yes.
States,
but
right?
but let's just say he wasn't a marketing dynamo. How much would you sell him for? No, but let's just say he wasn't. How much do you think they would sell him for? I don't think they'll sell him for
lads,
on
the screen right now is the injuries that Dembele has had since the 16-17 season up until now. So if you look at it, it tells you how many games he's missed and how many days he's missed. So in 17-18, through a hamstring injury, he missed 106 days. That's 20 games. Same season, torn muscle bundle, 26 games, 26 days, 7 games. Ankle injury. The following season, 18 days, missed 5 games. The same season, muscle injury again, 26 days, 4 games. Hamstring injury, muscle, hamstring. Unknown injury, 2 days, 1 game. Knee injury, 134 days, 14 games. So you can see that his hamstring is mashed up. He's got muscle issues. I'm not sure if it's the same muscle or it's a different one. And knee. And he's missed a lot of games in the past 5 seasons. So he, when we say he's injury prone, it's a fact.
No, I'm not disputing the fact that he's injury prone. I'm just saying we have a player on our books who's injury prone and was injury prone before we bought him.
But I don't understand why you're trying to compound the situation now by bringing in somebody that.
No, I'm not trying to compound. I'm just saying that if the manager wants him, back to goal. That's what I've been hearing on social media all week long and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If you're actually talking about long-term planning and the manager wants him, surely it'll be better to bring him in January so he can settle for next season and have 6 months to learn the system, learn the role.
Latest on Ousmane Dembele by Fabrizio Romano. Ousmane Dembele and Tottenham is not a possibility for the final hours of the deadline day. No chance. Same message from club and player side. So Dembele is definitely not going to go to Tottenham.
I think Showtime was asking for Pulisic's injury history in this chat.
Mm-hmm.
Posted it there. It's nowhere near, like not even close to anywhere.
You'd be surprised, Carlos. You'd be surprised.
It's not. I'm showing you right now. It's right there.
All right, I'm going to bring it up on the screen.
Nowhere near as bad.
I think this is what yesterday also I told you guys, right? With respect to both of these injury history. I don't think so. Pulisic is anywhere close to.
It's not even really comparable, really.
And apart from that, I'm going to say this one thing.
The injury that he had that was really serious was the abductor muscle that he tore, and he missed.
All right, so now this is Pulisic from 18-19 up until now. 18-19, first injury, muscle fiber, 15 days, missed 2 games, muscular problem, 5 days, 1 game. It's quite a lot in that season for Borussia Dortmund. And then again, 20 days for the following season. Then he had, was this arc pain? Missed one game. He was out for 0 days. Groin injury, muscular bruise, abductor muscle. Missed 156 days from that
That was
injury.
the big one from when against was it Arsenal in the final.
But you know what? His injuries are out for. I mean, he's out for longer period. No, I wouldn't say worse. I say he's out for longer periods. I mean,
was Dembele's from the same year that we looked at? Was it 2018, 2019, or was Dembele's from 2016, 2017?
Dembele was 16, 17 upwards.
Yeah.
So
if you add those 2
yeah.
years, trust me, it's worse.
What do you mean?
No,
sorry?
again,
this
my
is
question.
hold on. This is 16, 17. So if we go back a year or 2 seasons actually, he wasn't that injury prone. He missed 3 days, 4, 3, 7. But then it's really 18, 19 when it starts to kick in. 17 days, and then 15 days, 5, 16, 20, and then this big one. And then it's really this one. After this one, things start to go south.
Exactly.
Because after this injury, he started to get more and more injury. More longer periods out. So
I mean, I wouldn't call it similar, just because the amount of games, multiple games that he misses. Like you're seeing 1 game, 2 game, 1 game, 2 game. When you look at Dembele, it's like 7 games, 5 games, 12 games, 16. Like it's much more eye popping for me. But again, when you look at it in terms of like the period of time, I mean, that's where the real crux of it is. Because these injuries have occurred over a shorter period of time than like Dembele's.
Now, Couch, this one happened at the end of the season, so there was that took into account that there was a big gap in games between the FA Cup and then the start of the following season, and then so he didn't really miss that many game days, but as a period, it was longer.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's harder to say
June.
because when you say 156 days, like there was no football being played then, right? Like,
that's what Mo is saying. That if it happened in the season, rather than the last day of the season,
who knows if he would have been out then, though? So that's what I'm saying, though.
Listen, either way, we're screwed, because however you look at it, these are not 2 great options. In my opinion, but
I agree.
Like I said, if the manager wants him, I just think it's smarter to bring him in January, because what we talk about pre-planning, bring somebody and let them learn the position so that they're not under pressure to deliver straight away. This blah 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 blah. So I think bringing somebody in 6 months in, like I thought Liverpool with Luis Diaz was for the summer, but apparently they're bringing him in early, aren't they?
I wanna hear from VJ, man. VJ, you guys not giving him a minute, a word in. VJ, welcome to the stream. VJ, answer this question for Daniel, please.
Back me up, VJ.
I wish I could. Big up, Mo. Hope you and your panel are doing well. What is the question here? Do you think Dembele will sign tonight? Now it is being confirmed he is not going to Spurs. Again, Laporta referred this to be an English club. What if it's a straight swap with Arsenal? Could be a possibility. But if you ask me, we are very okay. Practically, it seems to be it is seemingly increasingly possible. But if you ask me, I'm not sure if it's a good signing. But I'll keep it very simple.
All right, rest of the panel. VJ, I've been waiting for you to jump in, and then you give me 2 words, man. What's that all about? All right, guys.
I can extend on the points that you the question on the previous in the previous question, basically, when you asked me about Dembele being a good signing or not. See, I told you yesterday as well with respect to Dembele and Pulisic, we made a kind of a comparison here and there. But again, what couch critics said here kind of sits better with me, because it's again trying to compare both the players, and we're just compounding to the situation, right? And one thing that we have to take into account is that Pulisic is on 150k and Dembele is going to be on 220k or something a week, right? So and we talk about the value of the resource, the resale value of the resource, and if you think about it, he is depreciated from 100 million to 10 million now, his market value right now, maybe 30 million. So that rate of depreciation is too high for me to even believe that he would go for an even more better price as a reselling asset, right? And that's where I have a bit of concern. But I understand people like Abdul and Podfather saying that he is a generational talent and we could possibly get a better output out of him. And Thomas Tuchel, if he wants the player, maybe we should support him. But I'd again reiterate on the same point that we mentioned yesterday. Giving a player to Thomas Tuchel is all good. Like we say that we need to support Thomas Tuchel and all that, but also we need to understand that we would probably be making the same kind of mistake where we say people.
Where'd you go?
Okay. No, there was a bit of background noise. So where we need to understand, like we had 3 different managers in the past, and 3 different managers playing 3 different systems, and we had 3 different set of players coming in, and we didn't know how to utilize them. No other manager knew how to utilize the players that were brought in the previous season. I don't want this particular manager also to add up to the same kind of an issue, which is I know he's got us a Champions League and all that, but still. Again, the operations, the operating strategy is pretty much the same, where we get players for him because he likes him. But what do we do post that? I don't want to add up to that particular, issue. That's my concern. So I want someone to be brought in, who kind of suits to multiple system, not just particular player or particular manager, just because he and the manager likes him or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna ask Boogeyman this question. Boogeyman, firstly, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Sorry for being a little late. And Couch, I hope you're doing okay. Yo, thanks for having me, Mo.
My pleasure. Boogie. It looks like Chelsea will not make any signings this window. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, and why?
Looking at the market, I think it is a good thing because I haven't seen anybody. I mean, you mean the transfer in, right? Buying player, no getting them out. Yeah. So for player in, I haven't seen anybody on the market at this point that I will be really frustrated that Chelsea didn't try to get, because Digne, I don't see him. I don't want him. The English one that went to Newcastle, that might be one that because
Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier, Max has said he can play both wing backs position, and it would be a good support to have someone that just one player, one signing that can give a backup for Reece James, and at the same time to Alonso or Chilwell. Other than that, I just didn't see anybody that I would love to have at Chelsea. And the other thing is, I still don't believe we should sign anybody when it comes to the attackers, winger and strikers, because I think Tuchel need time to figure out how to use those 6 or 7 we have there at that position. And I don't think we need anybody else. I mean, if you have Mbappe available, then I'll be like, yeah, why don't we try Mbappe? If you have Lewandowski, that's say, okay, he want to get out of Bayern this winter, and I will be like, why don't we try Lewandowski? But other than that, I haven't seen anybody yet.
All right. So I totally agree. It's better not to buy unless you're buying, players that are going to be first team players, first choice players. However, do you think that the fact that we haven't brought in any wing backs this window, it has enabled us to possibly focus a little bit more on the four at the back system? because now Malang Sarr is going to be utilized. Malang Sarr is not a wing back, but Malang Sarr can play as a full back. So Malang Sarr as a left back means Azpilicueta will play as a right back. It means Reece James could possibly play as a right back. Therefore, we will be utilizing more players in attack, possibly 4, possibly 3. Therefore, we are going to spend the next part of this season utilizing our attackers in a formation that some prefer. Therefore, we will be able to determine who is worthy to stay and who is not. And when it comes to the next transfer window and we start to sell some of these attackers and bringing in some new attackers, we have given them a fair shot, a fair run. Because I'll give you an example. One attacker who hasn't been performing under the 5 at the back system is Hakim Ziyech, but we saw him perform well in the 4 at the back system. Now, is it a system issue, or is it he's not a good player? If it's a system issue, then maybe that is something we can address, and maybe we can find that out with the other players, because Pulisic, Callum don't like playing as wing backs. Well, okay, we're going to play you as attackers in your ideal positions for the remainder of this season, because we don't have any wing backs. We are going to play a 4 at the back system. Do you see where I'm coming from? This could be this could be the scenario that we're looking for to determine who should stay and who should go. What do you think?
Hey, listen, to be honest, I've never looked at it from that standpoint. The fact that we didn't sign any wing back, or the fact that we were not really aggressive on the market trying to get Trippier or Digne or whoever was available. I didn't see that as an opportunity for Tuchel to use 4 at the back because of the resurgence of Malang Sarr. To be honest, the 4 at the back, we've seen a few of our attackers performing, but still, there's only one that shows some sort of promises. As Hakim Ziyech, there's only one. Mount, a certain degree, have shown some good thing in the 4 at the back or 3 behind the strikers, or 4-1-4-1. But to be honest, I'm going to be the only one that disagree with the fact that the player performed better under specific system, because I think the performances we saw from our strikers in the 4-3-3 or in the 3-4-3 or in 3-5-2, I just think if you're good enough to do what you were born to do, or what you know to do, or what you have in your reflex or your muscle memories, you should be able to at least show some of those things in any system. That's how I feel. You are a professional, and the mediocrity of those performances we saw from our strikers in the 3-4-3. I don't think it come down to the system that much. I mean, a lot of people may disagree with me, but that is my position, and it's still my position. And I think the fact that Tuchel decided to bring Kennedy back may be a sign that he would like to give a chance to the 4 at the back, and maybe at least keep Hakim Ziyech at his high top level, and maybe give a chance for the Pulisic and the other striker to come along and at least give us some performance. But if the striker think it is a system, my only message is, listen, then take your chance when Tuchel is still playing 4 at the back. Just show us it is the system. If you can't even score goals, you can't even perform, you can't even defend, you can't even cover do your defensive work, you can't even score goals in 4-3, in 4 at the back system, don't come and complain when Tuchel change it back, because I know for sure that when Chilwell is back, when we reach that summer transfer, it's going to be 3-4-3 again, because that's the system that gives us some consistency. You cannot have Thiago Silva in our team and play 4 at the back for the entire season. He's too old for that. It's just a fact, and he is the brain of our defense. And you need to put that Thiago Silva in a better condition to perform. And the better condition is a 3 with 2 wing backs. So we're going to go back to it. But if our striker wants to force Tuchel hand, they have the chance, like you said. Maybe I've never looked at it from that standpoint, but maybe maybe Tuchel was not aggressive this winter transfer because he's thinking at the back. He wants to play more game with 4 at the back and see if he can get the better out of the strikers. Yeah, there's a possibility. Yeah, I agree with you somehow. Yeah.
All right. We have a saying here in England, and if you don't understand it, I'll let Max Burton explain it. It says we go around the houses. You went around the houses in the in my block, your block, every single block on the street, man. Not direct.
I'll let Max come on that one. He's going to start by moving my nonsense.
I have a feeling. Max will also be going around the houses in a minute. Let me bring him in. Max, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how you doing, Max?
Welcome
to the stream. I hope you're good.
Not bad. I just woke up after listening to Boogie, man, and I started listening to him and I nodded off. So,
Max, the question, did you hear the question I asked him? I mean, is that there? Do I have to ask it again? Because I want to get your take on this question. Did you hear the question?
I can't remember what the question is now because he spent so long answering it. He spent so long answering it. I can't remember what the original question was.
All right, I'll try to summarize the question. Max, the fact that we are going to be playing possibly, and again, I'm assuming the fact that we're going to be playing a 4 at the back system because we don't have wing backs. We have Malang Sarr covering as a fullback. So it looks like we may be playing the 4 at the back system more often than the other system, the 3 at the back or the 5 at the back system. This will possibly incorporate more of the attackers in the formation or in the starting lineups that will be put on the pitch. In a formation that a lot of the attackers would find ideal to suit their abilities and their strengths, i.e. Hakim Ziyech, Callum Pulisic, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. Could we see them being given the opportunity to prove themselves in the next part of the season? And those who don't, it will be a lot easier for us as a club to make the decision to replace them in the summer because of the opportunity that we have given them. Also, the fact that we are now out of the title race, we can focus our ambitions on these trophies, on these cups. Thus, we have a squad that is possibly suited for club competitions, and therefore not making a wing-back signing in this window would probably be the right way to go, because next window we will be able to have a wider choice to pick from, easier window to pick from, as we are going to be selling players. Therefore, we're going to have possibly a bigger budget. So the balance is the fact that we haven't bought anybody is not necessarily a bad thing. Is the main point I'm trying to make. What's your thoughts on this, Max?
Yeah, I'd prefer not to get anybody than to get rubbish into the club or just panic buy and get somebody who we're going to have to try and get rid of in the next couple of years on big wages. We can't get rid of them because we've enticed them on these huge wages and things, and that's what we want of our club. Don't we want smarter buys? And I just don't feel that every single window we need to go out and buy someone. Everyone expects us all the time just to go out and buy somebody. And even because like the likes of Liverpool have spent, it's even more intensified amongst the Chelsea fans. Why haven't we got anyone? Why haven't we got anyone? And it's just, But I feel, obviously Reece James is coming back anyway. So we've looked better of late in the 4 since he's changed the system. And maybe I'm not sure. It's just we need to see it against more teams though, because obviously we've played it just against Tottenham a couple of times, and is there another team we played against? Liverpool, didn't we? Did we play? No, we didn't play against Liverpool. So I want to see us play this system a few more times, and especially against these low block teams, just to see how we get on with it. Because as you said before, all the players, the attacking players, are more comfortable with an extra attacker on the field, because Ziyech does look better when we play to his strengths. Hudson-Odoi had a good game the other day against Tottenham, playing in this different formation. And it allows us, as I said, to bring in somebody else into that three. So I do feel that they've got no excuses now. The excuse time has run out, so they will be able to assess them properly. Whoever cuts the mustard is here for next season. Whoever doesn't is gone, because it looks like Ousmane Dembele possibly join in next season by all accounts.
Can I just quickly jump on that next? Because I just feel like we're kind of, the moment we're in right now is kind of like dictating our answers right now, because we know Reece James is coming back. The market is what it is, but I'm trying to harken back to when these injuries actually occurred, and what was the thought process then? Where were we in the table then? Why are we waiting till the deadline day to explore some of these options here? Like that's what my problem is. It's not so much that we didn't go out and buy somebody, panic buy. It's the fact that like this was a more dire situation at the beginning of the transfer window, and we haven't addressed it as of yet. Like now, obviously, it doesn't make any sense to make any moves to bring in, a right back or whatever. But come January 1st, there should have been an impetus to try and bring in a right back then, because we know that Azpilicueta is not really well suited for that position anymore, and Reece James is injured. And what was the ambition of the club then? What was the ambition of the club when Chilwell went down? We're gonna run Alonso into the ground every game.
Yeah.
Now of course we found some newfound. With what's his face? Malong Sarr playing, basically a flat back forward, not really trying to get forward. He's not helping us in our attack. He's basically playing flat back forward. That guy's not getting forward at all. So I don't know. I'm kind of in between. I'm kind of in between, just because I feel like I understand that we shouldn't be buying just to buy, but at the same time, I'm kind of at the point where, well, the point in which where we should have been buying, we didn't buy either.
Yeah, so I think the flip side to that, I hear what you're saying about Marina Granovkaia, but what we have an extra attacker on the field, so the more impetus is, when we play the wing backs, the emphasis is on them to go forward and give us that sort of creative spark with their crosses and things like that. If we're playing a flat back four now, there's more emphasis on the wingers or the wide men to be doing that role anyway. So they're no longer playing as inverted wingers; they're playing more on the flank, sort of on the touchline, and it's up to them to have that creativity. So that way, it balances itself out for me. And
I get that, but Max,
what was available in the market?
If you look at like Man City or Liverpool, they also have overlapping fullbacks and also a midfield that gets forward as well. We basically just like substituted an 8, or however you want to call it, an 8 or a 10 for our wing back, but we're still not getting the same amount of bodies forward. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that I like the back four thing, but I also like it if we have an 8 and the wing back or the fullback getting up the pitch, and just having a sitting 6 in there as well, right?
Yeah, I said it at the window. I like the option of the guy that's gone to Newcastle, Trippier. I think we should have gone for him, because the reason is he's got experience. He can play right or left, so he could have given us those options. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1, really. And once he was off the market, I just don't think there's anybody out there available who we could have got. It's difficult. January is always a difficult market to buy in. So I'm putting a question back to you, Dennis. Who would you have bought? Who do you think was attainable, who we could have got for that left back role?
Gosens, Inter Milan.
He's injured. He's injured. Gosens injured. So Gosens.
When did he get injured?
So he's got a knee injury, so he's still going to be out for a month, I think. So he's still got to get back into fitness.
I don't remember him getting
Max. Max, but he still made a transfer, right? He still made a loan move. I
He
believe.
did make a transfer, but
Okay.
let me just. I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's injured.
You sure it's not Spinazzola you're talking about?
No, I think Goosen got an injury as well. I'll check.
Oh, hamstring. It's a hamstring injury, though.
He's from Atalanta. Yeah, he is injured. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he wouldn't have solved the problem immediately. Immediate problem. Maybe
All right,
longer
in
if
regards
the
to
long term.
Osman Dembele, this is the latest from Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona president Laporta, we presented one last option to Osman Dembele. Tottenham are not negotiating for him. Understand Spurs market is now almost completed. I mean, Spurs have made a few signings today, but they have given Dembele one more option. I'm guessing an option in regards to his contract, in regards to him staying. So that's the latest.
Yeah. But that one was they were just pimping him around to any club you'll buy him really. And I think with the Chelsea situation, I'm not sure you've probably discussed it already. I just think Chelsea, we could have got him on a loan, on a loan fee for the end of the season, and then we bought him this season. But I think they wanted about 20 million. Chelsea were thinking, why are we going to spend 20 million on a guy we can get free in 6 months' time? And that's not a position that we need to fill at the moment, is it? So he's somebody who we can get in if we get rid of one of our wingers or forward players in the summer.
I do have one concern that I'd like to, bring it to you guys and probably discuss about it, right? We all know that the operating model for Chelsea has recently changed into, we sell to buy, basically, right? That's why I think this window was a bit disappointing for me. Not in the way that we did not buy anyone, but we did not sell our deadwood. We did not sell anyone.
Exactly.
So if we not sell anyone, we're going to be, busy selling in the first 15, 20 days of the transfer window, the upcoming summer. So what that materializes into is that we're not going to go for any early buys, or we're not be able to compete with any of the early signings. We'll be busy selling people, while the best of the lot will move away from our hands in the first month of the transfer window. And when we go to the second half of the transfer window, like Couch says, it'll be like the plan B options that we possibly can go. And that's where I'm a bit worried. If you're going to use this sort of a module like sell to buy, you basically have to sell in the January window to buy in your summer window. I think that's where we need to.
I hear what you're saying, VJ, but who would do now? For us to sell, we need people who are going to be willing to buy. And
Newcastle, Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek,
Yeah, but Ross Barkley, they've gone for other options. They haven't come in for him. Even Everton, who we thought, okay,
I know that's the thing.
But then they went off and they bought
Max, we should have promoted. We should have promoted. We should have used this opportunity to promote Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek. I mean, we're seeing clubs are offering players to other clubs. They're giving an incentive. If you were to buy this player, we'd do this deal for you.
Or just what is the demands on a player like Barkley? Like I'm just saying, just get him off the wage bill. Like even if you just say here's this player here, give us $500K for him, get him off the wage bill. That's what I'm saying. Like
you know what the problem, but what the issue is here is that we've made their lives too comfortable. We've given them bumper wages, so they're just happy, just like Danny Drinkwater was, to sit around. They've got no ambition nowadays. Because if I was a footballer, I want to play. Ross Barkley's happy sitting around picking up his 120 or how much he's getting, 1,000 a week. He's happy doing that. He's not demanding to play, or so otherwise, we'll get him off our wage bills. Look at Dele Alli. He's going to Everton on a free because Tottenham just wanted rid. He's got no business in Tottenham anymore. So the manager doesn't like him. They just said, let's cut the wages. Give him a free, and I think the way that the deal's been structured in that one is that if he plays 20 games, then they have to pay him They have to pay £10 million to Tottenham. So we could have even done a deal like that, maybe. So get him off our wage bits after a certain amount of games. Just give us that money. But I haven't seen. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Have you seen anyone who's come in for any of these players? Because I haven't even heard rumours about anyone coming in for Ross Barkley.
No, definitely not.
No, I think an issue here could also be because of the way that the contract was structured. We know that Dele Alli is on a weekly wage structure, but I don't think so. Ross Barkley is on like a weekly wage structure. He's basically on a guaranteed pay structure. Basically, he gets 5 million if he plays a game or not per year, 5 million per year. So that could probably be a reason why we're not able to sell him even if we wanted to, because weekly wages work in a different way than a guaranteed pay.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
it just seems odd that
yeah,
and I agree with you. I agree. Go ahead, Max. Sorry.
Yeah. So we all saying we have players that
no, I
we
wasn't
don't need.
talking.
Yeah, it's me. Sometimes my Max trying to copy my tone. That's why. Anyways, we saying here that we have a player we want to get off our books, and we just don't know how to do it. Like if Barkley is not playing, and if Tuchel doesn't need Barkley, there have to be a way to at least loan them somewhere. Even if Crystal Palace has one of our players already, but they have to be a way to loan them to some team in the capital in London, and then even if we have to pay 20 or 60 or half of the wages per week, at least we're paying less than what we pay him right now, right? There has to be a way. It cannot be just like, oh no, Barkley is 5 million or whatever. I just don't understand it. There have to be a way. It just feel like our financial department, our transfer department, they're just lazy for some reason. And like I think it was video Couch that said it. Yeah, I'm happy that we didn't do any business this winter when it comes to buying players. But when those injuries happen against Juventus, we know at that time that for Tuchel's system to work, we need a good quality. But we didn't really try it. Maybe I didn't know. I didn't hear us put in like 60 million for a specific left wing back, and then it was rejected by the clubs or anything.
I want to ask this. I want to ask this, Boogeyman. You can go ahead and be first to answer. VJ's comment in respect to we didn't sell anyone. Now, I'm just trying to think. It does make sense that we are trying. We try to streamline the squad. Maybe for the next window, we'll start to use that money to bring people in. But at the same time, is it the right time to streamline the squad? With the season still ongoing and with us currently looking a little bit fragile with injuries and whatnot, would it be ideal for us to do that? So, and if yes, then apart from Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley, who else could we be selling, or should we been selling in this window? And Boogeyman, you can kick us off on this.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard Vijay's opinion on that, say we have to sell someone to buy, I think it scares me because we're going to enter the summer window transfer. And probably the half of it, we will try to move people, and we're not going to be able to move them anyways. And is a Barkley? Oh no, I think Drinkwater contract is actually finishing in this summer, right? At least is that how it is? I'm not even sure.
Sorry, Boogie. We have the new schedule or the schedule for the Club World Cup released. So. Sorry. No, I thought they updated it. They still haven't. So we're playing it. The winner from match 3, which is Al Hilal against Al Jazeera, or Auckland City FC. So we're playing Al Hilal or the winner of Auckland City. Where's Auckland City? Am I missing something? Al Jazeera's here. So would that be it? The winner from these two? So we're not playing a South American team first.
I don't even know any of those teams, man.
Okay, because
we never do.
This
the
team...
way the draw is, they always have us the Europeans will end up playing the South Americans. That's the way the draw's always been done.
Max, you've got Palmeiras. These are a Brazilian team, right? Palmeiras are going to be playing against the winners of match 2, which is the winners of over here. Now, this team, I believe, is an American team. Also, I
can't say it properly. Is it DC something?
No, it's CF
Montgomery.
Monterrey.
No,
this might be in Argentina. That's Argentinian team. Mexican?
I thought they were Mexican.
Mexican,
Yeah,
Argentinian. I don't know.
Yeah, Monterrey, I think.
Okay, so we're playing the winner from this game here, all right, which is El Hilal, which is a Saudi team, against the winner from this game, Al Jazeera and AC Perry, but here it says Auckland. Now, Al Jazeera, this is an Emirati team, so they have, I don't know, the home advantage, I guess. So we'll be facing possibly an Arab team in our first game, either an Emirati team or a Saudi team. Because this team here, Al Ahly, this is an Egyptian team. So yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
My
back
worry
to
was
Boogie.
yeah.
Yep.
I
Boogie,
was
sorry.
let's say we reach the summer windows and we have to sell a player or we have to let a few players go. We're still in the same position. Barkley has to go. Is Barkley last? Is this year Barkley last contract? Is this year the end of Barkley contract? Should be the question.
23.
Who? 23. And I think Drinkwater. This it will be the last.
I think for
his
him
last
it's
year,
22.
right? Okay,
One
so
is 22 and one
Drinkwater
is 23, I guess.
Is this summer the last time we have Drinkwater on our wage bill?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Drinkwater and who else? So at least he's
So
free.
drink water. Is it Christensen, Azpilicueta? All those wages are going off.
Would you go?
So those people we can free them off our wage bill, but we don't have it. We're not selling anybody actually to have a fund to
The
buy
youth team.
something.
the Cobham kids.
Exactly. Maybe we need to sell someone, but I still don't know if we cannot sell Barkley at maybe 60 million or 40 million or 30 million. Are we going to be able to invest in a good win back? I don't see us doing it because it's still the same problem that we have right now.
Exactly.
That
So
we haven't
you've
sold
obviously been
anyone.
watching Couch Critic. Then I'm glad you're a student of my show. That's good to see that you're a student of my show. I've been saying this. We have to sell in order to buy. And until we can get rid of the dead wood, what we're going to be attracting is those B-list targets. These B-list players to come in, and then they're going to be on high wages, and then it's just a never-ending cycle. Always the same thing over and over again. But until we get rid of the dead wood and clear it right up, you're not going to be able to bring in the proper names. Because Tuchel doesn't need depth. Tuchel doesn't need depth really. What he needs is like quality. He needs quality players right now. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about like 5 or 6 like depth signings. We're talking about 2 or 3 really influential signings, like A-list players. And we're not going to be able to do that until we move these guys off the wage bill.
So someone
who is the Deadwood?
Oh man, there's so much.
Yeah. No, remember we've got Saul's going to leave at the end of this season.
That's why.
So I'm not saying.
Hold on. No. Wait. Fantastic question by Podfather. Who is the Deadwood? Let's list them.
Well, I got Bakayoko. Who wants to go next?
Who did you get?
Bakayoko. Yeah.
I think his contract is running up as well. It'll be 5 years. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Is it?
I think
so.
So.
His contract is ending here.
Yeah.
Batshuayi.
I'll relinquish.
Batshuayi as well. His contract
We'll probably renew it for another year and loan him out again. So we never know.
Yeah. Is that any way that someone can put when all those players their contract finish? I'd like to see our players when exactly their contract expired. Because for me, those people that contract are expiring. It's not like we're getting money in. I know our wage bill is going down, but where do we get the?
We get a loan fee for them.
Oh, okay. My point is, if we want to buy a proper wing back, we need money. Like Vijay said, we need to sell to buy.
Boogies, it's all about.
Out of our
I disagree.
Boogies,
We don't need
it's all
to
about
sell
the
to
wages.
buy. No, we don't need to sell to buy. We need to sell to make space. I think we're getting too caught up in the fact that we had some losses in our finances. Chelsea are still able to buy the player they want to buy. All right, we are not going to have to buy a player because we can't afford our target. Chelsea can still buy any player they want to buy. The issue is who do we want to buy? Who do we need to buy? And the answer to that is, who does Tuchel want?
I think it's.
Sorry, Couch. I don't want to see us going to buy a player that meets Tuchel's profile. That is a mistake. We done that in the past. We bought players because they meet the profile of the manager. I mean, I'll give you an example. Conte wanted a strong target man who was good in the air. They turned around and said, "Oh, we'll get you Andy. What's his name? Andy
Carroll. Andy
Carroll. Conte almost had a heart attack. We don't want to buy a profile. We want to buy a player. I want to see Tuchel get the player he wants. Even if that player is Ousmane Dembele in the summer, even if Tuchel wants Ousmane Dembele, I have no issue because what he wants, he is the one who's going to be accountable for making that player perform. And when he gets the player that he wants, believe me, he's going to do everything he can to get that player to perform. But when he is being given a player that he doesn't want, he's going to he's going to have an excuse to be like, look, I never wanted this guy. Why did you give me this guy? I want to see Tuchel get the players he wants. I want to see us sell, and buy, quality rather than quantity. And before I let you guys come in and give me your thoughts, I want to say big up to Bobby Smoke Signals and Nick Blue. Welcome to the stream, lads.
Yeah, hi, chaps. How's everyone?
Hey, guys.
Hey Bobby.
Welcome, Nick. Welcome, Bobby.
Yeah.
Listen.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna let Couch come in on this, and then I want to hear from Nick and Bobby in respect to this. Couch, take it away.
Yeah, I just think that there's a little bit of a misconception there where you say that we can just buy. Like, I think obviously we need to have like the position on the squad, so somebody has to go out, right? But not only that, the wages. So in order to bring somebody in, you can't just send out. Okay, so say for instance we get who's a cheap player on the books right now. Sure, Emerson or something like that comes off the books, right? The fact that he's not making like 100 something odd K a week doesn't mean so that we can bring somebody else in that's making 200K a week. You know what I mean? Like, the wages have to match too, because our wage bill is extremely high. So when you're subtracting a player, you have to subtract a player of significant wages in order for it to balance correctly.
I disagree.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned
Malik hold on. Saul Niguez came in.
Yeah, that's one name.
Yeah, one name. Who went out to bring Saul Niguez in?
Mishi Batshuayi went out. Bakayoko went out. Let's see.
No. We're talking about in that position. We're talking about in his position. We are always going to be loaning players out. We're always going to be
went out. Drinkwater went out.
Couch. We are always going to be doing that. Therefore, we can always make that room for that signing. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Chelsea can bring in any player they want.
No, it's not that simple, dude. Like, you're saying that it's just about like just bringing in players whoever we want. But the wages that we have right now are too high to bring somebody in without somebody going out. That's what I'm saying. It's not about like
that's what we do.
Yeah,
Couch, this is the way Chelsea work. Chelsea will always have players that will be sent out on loan. We will always have players that are going to be rotated, as in they're going to be sold or they're going to be out on loan.
Right.
And that's why.
One thing you're missing is you're using the example of Saul Niguez. The reason why we brought in Saul Niguez is because Billy Gilmore went on loan, right? So Billy Gilmore left, and we got rid of Bakayoko, and we got rid of Drinkwater, and whoever else on that to supplement his wages, right? So in the summertime now, when we have to pay a transfer fee and then supplement wages, who goes out to say you want to bring in somebody like Dembele at 200K a week? How do you bring in somebody? How do you supplement that?
Yeah.
By
There's
selling
another
Mr.
thing what you
That's
haven't mentioned, that Dennis. There's another thing which is very important. What we've got to remember is that the loan system is going to be changing. So we can't. That's not something that we can now use to get extra budget by loaning out players, because there's only a certain amount of players that we're going to be able to loan out. I think from the youth setup we can loan as many, but if you've got like we have got a multiple of loanies, the Batshuayis of this world, we won't be able to do that anymore. I can't remember what it's capped at. I think it's 4 or 5, something like that. Is it 8?
But,
so it's not. So we can't be doing the 20 loanies that we've done in the past.
I want to just address this situation that we need to make room. Saul Niguez will be out. He will be sent back to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
That £200,000 a week is going to be freed up. I am 99.9% sure we're going to sell at least 1, if not 2, of our attacking players. All right, that's another 200, possibly 300,000 pounds a week off the wages. Now we are going to be selling. It's not I'm
not denying that. I'm just saying that we're not in a position where we can just bring in more on the wages.
No. And that's not what I'm implying. What I'm implying is Chelsea, when it comes to the window, we will be doing business in regards to sales as well as purchases. I mean, the last player we bought for 100 million, we actually sold enough players to buy him with that revenue that we got from sales. So Chelsea, in theory, bought one of the most expensive players on the market for that transfer window, even though they didn't really have to spend money from the bank. They spent money from outgoings and revenue coming in from sales. So Chelsea, when I say are able to buy any player, we will find a way to acquire any player we want. The key is not the way we're going to acquire him. The key is who do we acquire, the quality of player. I want to see Chelsea go in for the Tuchel targets rather than the Tuchel profile targets.
But this is
I want Tuchel to say, I want X, Y, and Z. These are my choices for the left back position. X, Y, and Z are my choices for the attacker.
Right.
And we go out there and try to buy that.
Here's the problem with that, and this is kind of what I've been trying to say. It's not so much that we're not going after A-list targets. It's because we can't move this dead wood in order to bring in these A-list targets. So what you end up saying is you're saying bring in targets for Tuchel. Tuchel wants Haaland. Who you moving to bring in Haaland? Who you moving to bring in the likes of whoever, Chiesa? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to move somebody off of the roster in order to bring those guys in. And then
we will do that.
Okay, so he has A, B, and C targets. We're not going to get A anymore because his wage demands are way too high to meet our wage structure. So then you bring in the B targets, and that's what's been the cycle the entire time at Chelsea. Anytime a new manager comes in, we bring in these B targets that, the Alonsos and the Luises, when we're supposed to be going after the Bonucci's and the Sandros at the time. That's the problem.
And that's how we can also witness.
One second, Vijay. Chris, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing good, my brother. Look, lads, the stream is an open discussion today. So Nick, Blue, Bobby, Chris, jump in as and when you get an opportunity. I'm not going to be giving you guys, a queue system. So jump in whenever you get an opportunity. Vijay, take it away, mate.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that that is what even the Lukaku deal says us. We had to sell 13 players to bring back Lukaku. So we say that Chelsea made a very good deal in the way that we didn't even have to put in our own money to actually bring in Lukaku. But what if that is the situation that we are in? We cannot basically do that deal because we didn't have that sort of a pull in the market, and that's why we had to probably sell 13 players and bring back Lukaku. So I think I'm going to side with Couch on this. I'm concerned about the way as well.
That's difficult. I mean, we have so many players on the roster that we can't even use anymore, and like they haven't really asserted themselves on loan so that they're now being sought after by other teams. Like, where's Bakayoko going to go next year?
He signed another extension, didn't he? So I think it's going to be. We'll have to let him go on a free, I think. And just to go back with the finances, the Swiss Rambler is on Twitter. If you want to know how Chelsea's finances work, go to the Swiss Rambler. They've got a full, extensive report on how we do business. It is a buy-to-sell model that we use
100%.
at the moment.
Max, I'm going to have to bounce out for 10 minutes. I'm going to give you the control of the stream. Brother, I'm back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
thanks. All right, guys, there is one transfer that we are going to be making today, apparently. And it's going to be a guy called Burstow. He plays for Charlton. And he's 18 years old. He's in the Charlton Academy. Striker, prolific goal scorer. So, is this player... this player is well sort of, apparently, and he's wanted by a lot of Premier League clubs. So, if we do get this guy in, do you think it's paving the way for Broja to be moved on to Southampton? As we were just speaking about this buying to sell, and he's an asset for us who we can get £25 million for. I'm not advocating that, by the way, because I think Broja has got a big future at our club, and I think it'd be a mistake selling him. But what do you guys think about this story? Have you heard about this story?
Max, I told you yesterday or day before yesterday to the panel, if you guys remember, I asked you a question where what if we decide to sell Gallagher and Broja on a total of 100 million and decide to cut off our losses and then take it from there? What if the board prioritizes that, right? I think we're going to do that. That's what all these signings tells me.
Yeah.
They're buying
Just mentioned that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get rid of Gallagher.
No.
Broja, the right price comes along, we might sell him to Southampton because they really want him. But I don't think Chelsea will let Gallagher go. And I just want to mention, what do you lot think of Dele Alli going with Lampard?
I think Dele Alli at Tottenham, it can work because Dele Alli is a similar. He's a goal scorer.
Sorry,
Everton. Sorry,
yeah.
Everton. That's it, Southampton. Yeah, I was thinking. I was thinking of the Broja deal.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just found it so funny. It looks like no one wants him, and Lampard feels sorry for him.
No, I think it can work because Lampard and him, obviously he's not in Lampard's category, but he's a goal-scoring midfielder who scores goals coming in from deep. And if anyone can improve him, I think Frank can, because he obviously
it's going to be a hard job.
Skill sets.
It's going to be a very hard job. He's been out of form for a few years now.
But I've seen it before though, where a player has been sometimes a change of environment. It's all a player needs to kickstart their career.
That's true.
Again.
We has happened. Yeah, and the other thing about Dembele, looks like Tuchel wants him. It's nothing 100% yet, but it'll be for the summer probably anyway. But I think what worries me is when Rudiger sees Dembele running around on the training pitch, 200,000 a week, and Rudiger, waiting for the contract. How's he going to feel? That's what I don't like.
Rudiger won't be there when Dembele is there. So
I just want to address this 18-year-old purchase.
Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with the first team squad. It's got absolutely nothing to do with Armando Broja. I don't know where these people get off saying Chelsea.
No, it was me. It was just me playing devil's advocate there. I'll just
no, it's got nothing to do with that. Chelsea are trying to replenish the development squad. The development squad has been ravished by a lot of players going out on loan, and is being supported mainly by the under-18s. So they need reinforcement within the youth system. and that's why they got him, and then got that guy from Derby. That's what that's about. It's got nothing to do with the first team squad. As for Dembele, I'm just watching with interest. For the first time, we're involved in a transfer, perhaps, that I'm indifferent. If Tuchel really wants him, it'll be interesting to see if we're able to get him, because that's always the question mark I have on the Chelsea board. Can you do these deals? If they do this deal, it would be impressive because there's not much time. And it'll be clearly because Tuchel wants him. All this talk of, we have to offload this, offload that, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. Look, if a player comes that you really want and is on your radar, you go for it, just like Liverpool did with Diaz. And then you balance your books afterwards. You make your sales afterwards. Yeah, you run at a deficit for a while, but if you're wise and you show some nous, your sales can offset that deficit. So it's not panic stations if they get someone on a wage of 200k a week with no transfer fee. And if they do get him, it certainly means that Saul Niguez ain't staying. And it may not be curtains for Rudiger. It might mean they've got something in the pipeline for him. It could also mean that the deal has fallen through.
Yeah,
so,
sorry, Bobby.
2 hours will tell.
Yeah. Bobby, I'm just saying, I don't think it's the end of Rudiger, but he's not going to feel very good, is he?
The headlines here is that Chelsea have made further inquiries about Dembele, and any deal to be concluded for Dembele before transfer deadline day.
It's crunch time. It's crunch time. 2 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult.
I doubt highly that he comes before the summer. And this is the problem that we're running into every year. We're talking about just bringing more players in, and nobody going out. Like, that's a big problem. Like, the problem, what we're talking about right now is the situation we're in right now. We have so many players on the wage bill that we can't move because for whatever reason, and we want to just continue to add to that pile by bringing in more players. Like that. That's not how you run a good business. I'm sorry. You get rid of the players that you need to get rid of, lower the wage bill, then you start rebuilding from there.
Yeah,
like, it's not about continually piling on top of like a bad situation.
Coach, who do we move?
I mean, VJ's putting a bunch of names in the chat right now, and we're seeing right now, obviously, Baba Rahman's coming off the books, Drinkwater's coming off the books. I don't even know if Jake Clark-Salter is even in consideration.
Gone. Yeah, we are getting rid of players. It's slow.
Yeah, but the 24
it is happening.
The 24 we have on our first team, people need to move from that position, right? It's not about all those people are already on loan. Like the 22 one, 2022 one that I can see moving this season, they're all on loan. They're not out of our first team at this point. So who do we move out of our first team to actually?
Why do you want to move somebody out of your first team and weaken yourself?
The thing is, isn't it how it works? Hold on, guys. We've got 25 people on our books at the moment with Kennedy returning, and the fact is that come January the 31st, we have to name a squad of 25 players. Exactly. So that means that if we did get Dembele, I don't think it's highly unlikely we get Dembele. I don't think he'll probably come on a free next season. That's my gut feeling. He'll probably come on a free or sign a new contract to Barcelona. He doesn't want any other club because like teams like Tottenham and Man U have gone in for him. He says no, he doesn't want them. He wants to work with Tuchel apparently. So those are the two options. But I see that happening in the summer. But if he was to come, now, then it will mean somebody having to leave. The player, I heard that Kennedy, Leeds are interested in Kennedy, but would we be able to get him out the door if we get this Dembele move over the line? Could we get Kennedy to Leeds to free up some space? And that's another issue that we may have as well. So
And I
it's
hear that there
the
may be
scouts and
movement
everyone else.
for
Exactly, it's
Barkley.
players out.
Barkley's the number one.
So, right, in terms of this Dembele thing, right, we won't get him tonight. I mean, he'll be in the summer. He'll be for free. To answer Nick's question when he said, how will Rudiger feel if Dembele's going to be, running around on 200k a week? Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't really see Rudiger staying. To be fair, I see Rudiger leaving as well. So, Dembele will be in the summer. In terms of the amount of players that we've got, I mean, I'm just reading here. Batshuayi, mate, this guy, I forgot about this guy. I forgot he was even still at the club. Ampadu, I forgot he was still at the club. I thought he went to Sheffield United. Ruben Loftus-Cheek still drink water. I don't know how this guy's robbing 11. This guy needs to get arrested. This guy, he's robbing 11. This guy, honestly, he's at Reading. Is it Reading on loan? There is a lot of. I don't want to say deadwood because there is some thingy, but there is a lot of players that do need to kind of get pushed on. But I'm not really concerned. We will move them on. It's not as if it's like the end of the world. We will move them on, but it's just a bit annoying that if Tuchel wants a player, it's a bit like, well, one needs to move because the amount of players we've got. That is a bit annoying, to be fair, the amount of players we've got. I mean, I'm just reading there. I mean, Kennedy, Ampadu, Drinkwater, Loftus-Cheek, Billy Gilmore. Well, Billy Gilmore will be in the squad anyway. He's not going to be leaving. How do you say that? Matt Miazga, the centre-back. So, yeah, it's just a bit mad, the amount of players we've got. But, hope everyone's doing good as well. I never said hope everyone's doing good at the start, but, yeah, hope everyone's doing good.
Yeah, I think what we should be focusing on if we're talking about who leaves and who go for somebody to come, we have to look at the playing roster right now, the 25-man squad that we've assembled.
Exactly.
Because those are the names that have to be moved on for somebody to come in. We can't register anybody else until somebody moves off of the roster. So, of those names, I mean, the most likely name that you would like to see moved, obviously, nobody expects Niguez to be brought back next year, so he's an obvious target. Ross Barkley being another, Kennedy being another. I don't know, like even as you say that, like of those names that I've mentioned, that's not even significant an amount.
Christensen will be moving on as well.
Yeah, but I need to ask a question. Kennedy came in for who? For Chilwell, right?
Yeah.
No. Kennedy came in because he wasn't being played enough, and we brought him in thinking to loan him out again. If we were able to secure a left wing back, we haven't, so he's staying in as a backup. Apparently,
I thought we brought him in because we couldn't get Emerson.
But is Kennedy part of our 25?
Yes,
I believe so.
He
has to play someone.
The other option.
I don't think they've given him a number yet, by the way, guys.
He hasn't got a number yet.
They haven't given him a number.
He's been training with the first team now.
Right, but he hasn't.
Is he replacing anybody in the 25? Okay, so yeah.
What I'm saying, the other option is Boogie. Yeah, no, the other option is if Ben Chilwell isn't going to be fit for this season, and it's definitely isn't going to be fit for this season, then there's no point in us registering him for the second half of the season if the medical staff has said he's not fit. So then that will free up a space. But then again, it's a case of how many non-homegrown we have as well. That's another option because we have 17 non-homegrown players. So if if Kennedy brings that quota up to 17, then we're still faced with that issue of one of our non-homegrown players missing out if we bring in another player, a foreign player.
Yep. And
guys, I want to ask this question. And I'll let Chris start us off on the discussion. The clubs around us, i.e. in London, i.e. who's breathing heavily into the mic, man? What's going on? Guys, just make sure your mic is on mute when you're not talking, please. The players around, the clubs around us, and the clubs around us, i.e. in London or in the Premier League, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, those clubs have all strengthened in a certain area or brought in some fresh faces into their team. We haven't. Has that put us at a disadvantage? Do you guys see that as as disadvantaging us coming into the second part of the season, or it's negligible?
Sorry, have I missed
It's not good.
Manchester United?
No, Manchester United bring anybody in? Did they haven't brought anyone?
They weakened their squad, if anything, because they got rid of Martial and they got rid of Van der Beek.
Van der Beek, yeah.
And one of
them.
For other reasons.
Well, he will not be available. I don't think. I thought they brought somebody in. Anyway, most of the teams around us have strengthened. I mean, even Tottenham today have got a couple of players through the door. One on loan and one they have bought. So, has that put us at a disadvantage? The question is, are we at a disadvantage right now, or is all of this work that's been done by the other teams not really going to affect us for the rest of the season? And we are going to be able to turn it around and, freshen up our team in the summer without being disadvantaged because of this. And the reason why I'm asking this is because we saw in the past not having any players coming in a transfer window or two doesn't necessarily make us weaker, because it means we're going to rely on our own assets within the club and develop them further. Now, I know the situation in the past was different, but what I'm trying to say is there is no need to panic because we haven't brought anybody through the door. I'll get Chris to come in on this first. Chris, what's your thoughts on this, mate?
So before I answer the question, I just want to say as well, I forgot to mention, big up Edwards. I wish him all the best future at Everton. He 27 years at Chelsea, obviously part of Tuchel's staff and won the Champions League, so all the best in the future for him. In terms of the question, so let me just look at each team what they're bringing. So Spurs, right? They're being the most active in terms of bringing the people in. To me, they've brought in two Juventus rejects, in my opinion. Bentancur, I mean, all I know is he played for Uruguay, and that's it. I seen him at the World Cup, and I thought he was okay. To me, not really an improvement on what Tottenham need. And they brought in the Swedish winger as well. So I don't really see that causing us any problems. West Ham haven't brought anybody in. Liverpool have brought in Diaz. I've got to put my hands up. Good player for Porto this season. Good player. And a Colombian international as well. So, yeah, fair play in that. Good signing. And they're looking at Fabio Carvalho as well from Fulham. So, but I don't really see that causing us problems. Man United's not brought anybody in. They seem to be losing players at the drop of a hat. Arsenal are a mess. I mean, Aubameyang's going to Barcelona for free. I mean, wow. And the rest of their players are out, seem to be out of contract. So, the only team that really you could say has an advantage over is Manchester City, because most of their players are, not even injured. Yeah, I mean, most of their first team, they've still got their first team. They brought in Alvarez from River Plate. He looks like a good player. So, in terms of that, but I don't see it as a disadvantage. I mean, we've got Reece James to come back. He's looking like he's coming back sooner rather than later. Chilwell will be out until the end of the season. I think he's going to be out. He's not going to play again the rest of the season. No, I don't see it as a disadvantage at all. It'll be interesting to see how we perform now after that Spurs result. Smashing Spurs 2-0. We'll see how we perform against Plymouth. I see that as a comfortable win. The Club World Cup, it'll be interesting to see if we pick up that. That'll give us a bit of added motivation to push on in terms of other competitions. No, I don't see us being at a disadvantage at all. Top three, I see us finishing second, to be honest. I mean, I might be positive, optimistic, and looking at Liverpool and kind of pushing Liverpool aside. But in terms of that, no, I don't see any issues, or I don't even see any concerns. Dembele, yeah, come in the summer, mate. I mean, I'm not really bothered, but yeah, that's that.
Yeah, yes, that's how I feel. Who else wants to jump on this question?
Yeah, I'll go. We have bought. Chris kind of said it. What I thought. We have bought someone in. We've brought in. We've brought back. Not bought in. It's cheating. But Reece James is coming back. He's been missing for a while, so he's like a new signing for us after missing 5-6 weeks. Tottenham. You said Tottenham strengthened, but they've there's 2 in, 2 out, isn't it? They got that Bentancur, who's not really been playing a lot, and Juventus were happy to let go. And there's some long Swedish name, Klovernidrik, or I can't pronounce. But they've also let Lo Celso. I just heard Villarreal signed Lo Celso, and they've also got rid of Dele Alli, and Brian Gill's gone. So are these two really going to strengthen them? Probably not. I know Tuchel. Not Tuchel. What's his name? Wanted them. The Tottenham manager, Conte. But are they going to? Am I worried about those two particular signings? Not really. And with Arsenal, they have weakened. Aubameyang, and who's going to get their goals for them? And those are the teams who are fighting for a top four for us. And Manchester United have weakened in the fact that they've got a couple of 3 out or 2 out, and 1 maybe will be in. You know what I mean? 2 out, 1 in. You get that one? No.
Max, listen, mate. I'm streaming a transfer deadline day stream, but Chelsea haven't signed a single player. Yeah? So I'm having a hard time as it is with you taking the piss.
It's rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you get it? Well, no, we don't. Can you explain it, man?
No, don't even try to elaborate. Don't try to elaborate. Let's just move on.
I'm not going to elaborate. Some people know what I'm talking about. So.
Can I just say? Go. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's something there. So I don't think we're going to finish second though. I think Chris has been optimistic. I hope we finish second, but I think we comfortably should be finishing in third. We're getting all our injured players back. I think we've gone through our blip, and this is usually where we kick on towards now until the end of the season. So I think we'll be a bit more fortunate with players not getting injured, and I think comfortable third, maybe push for second. I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Max, what you be. Definitely it's only January, and the January usually, not many teams get a superstar in this month, and I think Chelsea know what they're doing. I don't think we're going to be weakened at all. We know what we're doing, and they're going to wait till the summer. And maybe, I think for sure they're going to have to back Tuchel and get who he wants and who he wants out, for sure. And, I'm not worried at all because no one spotted anyone special, not one team. So, we should be up there. Like I keep saying we finished second. I'm hopeful we do that. Because Liverpool, we had our dip, but they haven't. So Liverpool are due for a dip as well. So, I'm not frightened at all. I'm just, and there wasn't many players out there we could really go for. Anyone really good, big in January. So, Chelsea are waiting. We have a great squad still, so I don't think there'll be any problems.
I wanna ask people to do me a favor and get that like figure up to 100. We're on 90 likes right now. So do us a favor. We're 10 likes away from 100. Let's hit that like button. If you're new to the stream, subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. We are getting closer to that 10,000 subscriber milestone. So if you want to help us out, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button on the stream to get it recommended by the YouTube algorithm. Guys, Malang Sarr, left fullback. How do you guys feel about the rest of the season?
Before we talk about that, I just want to say this time last year, we were sitting around. No, not this time last year. This time in the last transfer window we had in August, we were all getting excited, or some of us were getting excited over Saul's deadline day signing. Look how that turned out.
Why are you bringing back bad memories, Max? Why are you bringing back bad memories, Max?
Wow.
Well, I've got to put my hands up. I'll admit it. See when Saul came in.
So was me, myself and Mo.
I've got video evidence. Video evidence,
Yeah.
man. I got video evidence.
Yeah. That's crazy. You should
When
play
I was in the camp too.
It's still there. The stream is still there. All of us drooling over that video that we played and like, ooh, this guy can can shoot. From outside the box, he can shoot.
Oh,
The man can dribble.
I called him Mateo Kovačić with goals.
An upgrade of
Oops.
Mateo Kovačić. You
I mean,
that is an upgrade
yeah.
of Mateo Kovačić.
When Sol got
All
signed,
right.
when Sol signed, I'll be honest, I put my hands up and I was over the moon. I thought, yeah, get it on a loan. I don't know why Atletico Madrid are getting rid. And then flashback 3 months, 4 months later, and I'm like, oh, that's why they got rid of him. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
can
think
say something?
everybody likes the signing, don't they? Because it gives you hope, especially if it's a bit of a name. You think that, you've got a lot of hope that they can come and make the difference. But boy,
It's a
was
new
it a
face.
disappointment. I had my suspicions right from the off, to be honest, but boy.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, listen, I want to say something about Dembele. Listen, if Tuchel want them to sign Dembele, I have doubt on Tuchel's capacity to be Chelsea coach, because this Dembele, he has no. Someone point to any game Dembele played in the last year that make us believe Dembele is going to do anything for Chelsea. Zero.
Well, he did have a good game against Real Madrid just recently. That has in the cup.
Score goals.
He was quite dynamic. Let's just say that. But I agree with you. I'm not necessarily of the camp that I want to see him come, but like let's not deny that he has skills. Like he's a decent player. It's the health that we have problems with right now.
Yeah, I just don't think even. I mean, people keep saying if Tuchel won him, then I'm back. No, if Tuchel won him, I have some doubt over Tuchel's capacity to be a Chelsea coach. That's all it is. Dembele, no, for me, anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mo, what was your question about Maling Sarr, left fullback?
Yeah. I'm glad one person is listening to my questions. Big up to you, Chris. Big up to you. Yeah, Maling Sarr as left back for the rest of the season. Are you guys confident with that? Are you confident that he'll be doing a job there?
More confident than seeing Marcus Alonso play, in that kind of left back position until Chilwell. But even though Marcus Alonso, I don't mind him. He's okay. I mean, I like him when he plays against Spurs because he always seems to score crackers against Spurs. But Maling Sarr, I thought he was decent against Spurs. Even though Matt Doherty tried to break his leg, we won't talk about those decisions because that was terrible. That challenge from Matt Doherty, and then the Spurs have got a cheek to cry about Kane getting a disallowed goal. No, it works both ways. If Matt Doherty should get sent off, then don't be crying over, Kane. But Maling Sarr, left full back, yeah, it'll be decent to see how he does. But he's really improved. I thought when he came in, people were saying, he's been at Porto, he's been on loan. Let's get rid of him. He's not good enough to play for Chelsea. But I think the recent 2 big games he's played, he's been very consistent in that position. So, yeah.
I mean, we just can't overload him. That's the thing, right? Like, if we use him specifically as he's been used recently, just flat back 4, don't try to get forward. Don't pressure him to try and like overlap and whatnot. Just use him as like a defender in the back, and it's going to require that we change our shape, obviously, because he's not going to be played the same way Chilwell plays, or Alonso for that matter. So there are going to be situations where he could be effective. I'm not concerned with that as much as the fact that we have to change in order to accommodate rather than just give Tuchel the tools to, flourish in the style that he wants to play in. I mean, he wants to have overlapping wingbacks, overlapping fullbacks. When you play Malang Sarr there, you're forced to keep him as a flat back 4, nobody getting forward, and it kind of like changes how we want to attack. Like for me, I'd rather see.
I think you're doing Malang Sarr justice.
How so?
He offers something going forward. He really does.
I don't know if I see that. I don't know if I've seen that in the games that I've seen. I haven't seen him get forward. And to be honest, I wouldn't trust him to be the type of guy to go.
Wingback.
Sorry?
Yeah, when he played as a wingback, he was taking shot from outside of the.
So what game did he play as a wingback? Sorry. Chesterfield.
I think he played a certain amount as a wingback against Spurs.
I think one game against.
I think we played with a back 4 with the Spurs, right?
No, he played one wingback position.
We played a back 4 against the Spurs, for sure. Every game we played against the Spurs recently has been with a back 4.
Yeah, but he played wingbacks once.
Regardless, I'm not as convinced as you guys are then that he can get forward and overlap and give that sort of option.
He doesn't have
that. Don't overload him. I think he can be used effectively.
Listen,
Let's see.
Couch.
He's
Malik
improving.
Malik Saw does the simple things and he does them well.
Yes.
Okay, so he's tasked with protecting that left hand side. He protects it. He's tasked with advancing the ball safely. No thrills, no inverted runs, overlapping, none of that. He'll run up that flank, pass it to the nearest midfielder. If he's able to get through to cross it, he'll cross it. His cross will probably go wayward. But he does the simple things all right. I am not putting a lot of a lot of belief in his ability as of yet. However, I do agree with Bobby, and I think we shouldn't underestimate him because he is a young player and he can develop in that role. And he has done well, and he has done enough for me to think that he can improve in that role. Is he the finished article? Is he someone who I want to rely on, every week? No, to be honest, no. But do I think he can be for the rest of the season? He can improve. I think he can improve quite quickly. I think he has it within him to do the business relatively quickly. Go on, Boogie.
Yeah, my question is, he is on a high wage, right? And we keep saying he is improving. So, for what I've seen from Malansa so far, is Morgan, he's playing better player I'm seeing out of him. And he when it comes to defensive work, he's doing his part of the job way better than Alonso and who was there before. Even I think he may be doing a better job in 2 years, better than who else was playing that position. No, I don't think he was. He's doing a really good job.
One second, Boogie. If this is true, this is funny. And I did anticipate that the Aubameyang deal would have some sort of link to Dembele. AFTV is reporting that he has been offered to Arsenal as part of the Aubameyang deal. So Dembele could be on his way to Arsenal.
He's turned him down. He doesn't want to go.
When was that?
When was that tweet tweeted?
31st of
what time?
It says here
9
p.m. When 9 p.m. Yeah. So has he turned him down?
Yeah, apparently he said he doesn't want to go, which I'm not surprised.
I got this sent to me by one of the panelists, and I just want to say thank you for sending me an old tweet, my man. Appreciate that.
My bad. Did it?
No, I can't tell you who did it. I can't tell you who did it. I'm just gonna do so. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. If he ever does it again, if he ever does it again, then boy,
Block him.
Boogeyman, you didn't have access to the private chat, right?
Yeah.
You were asking this question.
Nah, sorry, man. I didn't even check it. Yeah, sorry. No, what I'm trying to say is, Malansa is showing a really good quality when it comes to defend, and we need proper defenders at Chelsea. He's a good squad player, and I'm pretty sure in 2 years we're probably going to talk to him about we're probably going to talk to about him like one of the starters. But as now, do we have enough patience to keep him at the team as the amount of money he's making? I think he's on 100 or 120. I can't remember his wages, and he's not as a good starter. And do we have enough patience to wait for another 2 years for him to become that good of players? Like Couch was saying, is he really ready to be part of a Chelsea standard? Right now, I don't think so, but he was showing a lot of stuff that.
Well, it'll be good to see.
Now he will be really good.
It'll be good to see how he covers for Chilwell, because I believe that.
No, he's never going to cover for Chilwell.
No, he's covering right now until Chilwell comes back.
Yeah, limited role though. He's basically the deputy to Alonso. He's not going to be getting more games than Alonso, that's for sure.
No.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see, I guess, but I doubt highly that Tuchel's going to be playing him more than Alonso at this point in time.
But that's sad, because the wages on which he is, if Tuchel is not going to use him as much as Alonso, that is just scary for me.
Well, Alonso's on the same wages. So
Mo, can I ask a question, Mo? Who was the man of the
Yeah.
match against Spurs? Can you check that out for me? Because was it Ziyech or who was the man of the match for against Spurs? Does anyone know?
It
one
was
was
the ish.
Oh, Ziyech.
It was the ish. Yeah, it was the ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last game was the issue, of course, without a great goal. Plus, all his game was great. Yeah, it was the issue. Yeah, I want to say about Marlon Sarr as well. I like the guy. I like him very much. He's still young. He's improving every game, like Boogeyman said. Plus, he's got a Rudiger next to him, and I hope Rudiger stays because he can turn that young player into something really great in the future. He said it himself, about Rudiger, what he does, how he affects him. He's learning a lot from Rudiger. I think he would take over Alonso's place maybe during the season. It might be him first and Alonso second choice. The way he's going on slowly. I wouldn't be surprised.
So is Malasa forcing us to play 4 at the back? Or we can actually use him as a part of the wing back?
He can play wing back Boogie as well. See,
I've seen him play wing back, but he's no overlapping. He's not as fast as... Alonso is not fast, for sure.
Yeah.
But Alonso has a lot of experience playing that position, right? So do we have enough patience to use Malasa in that position until he learns it? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he isn't an attacking threat in that wing back role as much as Alonso is. But defensively, his work rate is better.
Yeah. So probably we're going to change system to 4 at the back then.
If you guys notice what happened, we basically played with a back 3 in all those games against the Spurs. With Alonso, obviously with Sarr, Silva, and Rudiger making the back 3, and then you saw what's his name, Azpilicueta push forward to make up the midfield. We didn't play with a straight up flat back 4. It was in sort of like a incongruent back 3, and I think that's likely where he's going to be more than likely used. I cannot see him flying forward, getting up and down the pitch. If I'm proven wrong, sure, I have no problem with admitting I'm wrong, but I do not see Malang Sarr as being a dynamic enough fullback, wingback to get up and down the pitch and provide what we need as a wingback, fullback, as far as attacking options go.
Let me check the first game against Spurs, where I think it was Saul that started that game, right? I think Malansa also started that game. And I'm pretty sure Malansa was a wingback, if I remember. Because I can remember in my mind that
every game we played against the Spurs recently, we played a back 4.
It's a cup game, Boogie, you're thinking about. He was in one of the cup games, I think he was a left wing back.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason I remember.
Does anyone else, do I need to, am I the only one that knows that we played a back 4 against the Spurs 3 times in a row?
No, we did. We played the back 4, yeah.
No, I'm not doubting it.
The first game was a hybrid, Couch. The first game was a hybrid.
We defended with the back 5. But okay, so first of all, Alonso played that game, right? The first game. And Sarr played in the middle with Rudiger. Because Thiago Silva was out. So we played with a back 4.
Yeah, Mo, can you show those games and just put the lineups? For some reason, I feel like Malansa play wing back, and I'm not sure if it is Tottenham game, but I think
what games do you want?
One of the cup games.
That's the first game.
I think
which one? The Chelsea Tottenham games, yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
That's the first one.
The first one. Yeah. 1 second.
Here's the second one.
No, I'm putting it on the screen now, Coach. I've got it. So this is the first game. Just bear with me 1 second. Let me just take this comment off the screen so you guys can see better. Right, so we played Sarr on the right, Azpilicueta. Now this is how they've had it on the screen, but this is
the most recent game.
No. This is the last one. This is the first one. This is the first one. This is the game that was played on.
No, this is.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sarr played wing back against Villa.
23rd. This is No, this is. He's right. Couch is right. This is the last one. You went the first one. 1 second. Why isn't it giving it to me? So it would be this one here, which was on the 5th of January.
The lineup.
Yeah, so you had Alonso on the left. You had Azpilicueta on the right. But in actual fact,
this one.
Hakim Ziyech. No. See, this one. This is how we played when we were attacking. When we were defending, Hakim Ziyech would drop back into the right wing back position, and then it turned into a back five in defense, and in attack it was like this. That was the first game. I was there. I was watching it. I was watching it at the.
Can you get the Aston Villa one? Bobby said that's the one. I'm positive. I've seen Sarr playing left wing back for some reason.
Aston Villa what? In what? The league?
Go back before the first Tottenham game. I think Aston Villa game.
Okay, so
is that the one where Lukaku scored?
He didn't even play.
What's
he
that?
Didn't even play.
Okay. Keep going. I'll just jump on the internet myself. I know.
I can send you the links. Like, what? I don't know what you guys are looking for.
This is the game. This is the game. This is
maybe
the game.
Chesterfield. Are you guys talking about Chesterfield?
This is the Aston Villa game, Boogie.
No, because he's not playing. Yeah. No, God. Okay.
Anyways, if you guys actually believe that he can play wing back and be effective, that's on you. I don't necessarily believe that myself, but I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, it seems like I've seen him in that position many times.
You've seen him get forward, no doubt. I've seen him get forward as well. I just don't know if the demands of the wing back that we need in the squad, that's not his skill set right now.
Let's be honest. I mean, even if he can get up that flank quickly, his crossing ability is shocking. So, as a wing back,
Alonso's crossing are not the best either. So
better than Malingshaw.
Yeah, a lot better than Sarr's though. To be fair.
Yeah.
I want to go back to this question here by Luke Mudway. He said, do you think that the loan rejection for Vale indicates that Tuchel will give him more game time in the second half of the season? Good question. What do you guys think?
Yes, I think with the COVID, we've used Vale, so I don't see why we will loan him. We need him. And the kid was used in a few games. And sending him on loan may be a sign that we don't really need him in the future. I think keeping him around the first team may be a motivation for him to sign a long contract with Chelsea. So I think it's a win-win for us to keep him around, especially that he has some chance of coming in or sitting on the bench once in a while. And who used to say that this thing about game time, we should stop thinking about it because we just don't know what's going to happen. COVID might hit the entire team again, and we need players to cover for them. So for me, we keep them all around, whoever we need, but we need to sell few also, like Barkley and all those people.
I wanna hold on, Chris. This is the latest tweet from Fabrizio Romano, and I mean, you guys can read into what you want, but he says that Dele Alli has just signed his contract with Everton. Time for official announcement now. Real Madrid have turned down Everton approaches for Luka Jovic today. No chance. Lampard is doing business, man. He wants to get things done. He thinks he thinks someone Abramovic owns Everton or something.
Listen, he's buying the gun that is going to be used against him. Like if he's buying all those players, if he doesn't have a result, he's out. Like he needs to be smart.
He's been there literally 5 minutes. Go on, Chris, take it over, man.
To jump on that Lampard thing, Lampard isn't stupid because he knows the mess that Everton are in. He needs the signings, he needs to be backed, and plus Everton have spent a lot of money in the last 6 years since the machinery's been there. So he knows that he needs to get backed because of the mess. In terms of Luke's question, which was Harvey Vale, yeah, 100% he needs to be staying. Let me just see the question again. What was the question? It was...
Yeah, 1 second. I'll get for you. Where is it? There we go. Do you think that the loan rejection for Harvey Vale indicates that Tuchel will give him more game time in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we could potentially see him against Port Vale on Saturday, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
In terms of Brentford, when he performed at Brentford, I thought he was very impressive, considering that was his, that was the time to shine, and he took his chance. And I like to see that. I like to see players take the opportunity when it's given to them, and he took the opportunity well. So, do you think the loan rejection for Vale indicates that Tuchel will give him more game time? More game time, yes, but I don't see him playing a lot of games. But I see him being a very pivotal player in the coming seasons. Hopefully, because hopefully he keeps up the performances.
I think it's just going to come down to whether or not we have more injuries. Like, he's still not in the preferred 25, and we have a lot of players in the attacking positions. Like, it's like Boogie said, if we have another spell of COVID and whatnot, then I can see him getting back into the squad. But they're not going to send him on loan, knowing that he's already kind of like gotten to, climatize himself with the first team somewhat. But he's still not high on the pecking order. Cup games come up, I still don't see him being the first choice to come in, because like I said, we have a lot of attacking players. But if we do have an injury, I can see him being one of the guys that gets in there. But the loan thing, it just comes down to the fact that we can't allow people to go on loan when we don't have numbers to accommodate right now. We just can't afford that right now.
Yeah, it's an insurance policy, I think.
Sorry, Max. Luke, I've seen that tweet. I don't see it happening today. I do not see it happen today. And again, I think it will be a summer deal on a free. So that is the likely outcome for Dembele. I don't see it happening today. Sorry, Max. Continue, brother.
Yeah, as I said, with regards to the Vale situation, I think it's just an insurance policy in case of injuries. Chris said we're playing Port Vale. It's actually a Plymouth Argyle. I think you're thinking that Vale was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the cup games, I'm just hoping that he's involved in some way, even if it means coming off the bench if we're 2 or 3-0 up, just to show him that he is part of our plans, and because we don't want another situation where a young player runs down his contract and leaves. So he's got to feel wanted, and he's got a bright future, I think, at Chelsea. So, and again, it all depends who we're playing against. If we get past Plymouth Argyle and we get a reasonably easy tie in the next round, then yeah, maybe he'll be available for some of those cup games. And just going on to what you said about Frank Lampard and the fact, the tweet you showed with Frank Lampard and the fact that he's got in Dele Alli. And what you can't underestimate with Frank Lampard, say what you want about his tactics or whatever, but he has got pulling power, because Donny van der Beek was lined up to join Crystal Palace, but Frank Lampard came in, had a word with him. I think they said it was during the conversations that he had with Frank Lampard that convinced him to move to Everton. So that's what he's going to have definitely put in. He's going to have that, because of the legacy that he had as a player. And you're seeing that with Steven Gerrard as well, what he's doing at Villa. They've got the pulling power to get in some of these players who may not necessarily have joined them in the past.
Van de Beek, though, what a signing that is. Van de Beek for Everton on loan. I know it's on loan, but I mean, if he can even get half of the player that was at Ajax, I think Everton under Lampard, Van de Beek could do good things under Lampard, to be fair. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because I think Man United players seem to just, every time they go to Man United, they seem to suffer. So it'll be good to see how he plays under Lampard.
I like the way that once Lampard went in, he immediately started concentrating on that midfield, because we knew that the Everton midfield was the issue. Like, from Sigurdsson not being fit for the most of the season, the midfield was actually struggling. So I think if they sort their midfield and they have their attack as well with Richarlison and DLC or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, DCL, so I think there'll be a bit better team, and most of the Everton fans, like whenever I do spaces for the Everton club, they're more worried about the relegation, and they feel Newcastle getting all these good talents from the market could put them down, and they're worried about that 16th spot or 15th spot that they're currently on. They want to jump up and move up the ladder. And for them, the success is being defined by if Lampard prevents them from getting relegated, because they've never been relegated from the Premier League. So not a very unrealistic expectation for Frank Lampard right now, because he's got Southampton, Norwich, and Newcastle, as well as Watford. You could still argue Newcastle is not that. Newcastle could probably bounce back after the all new signings, but the other three clubs are something that he can definitely fight with. And he's starting against couple of low-level teams. I guess he's got a match against Norwich and Newcastle in the next couple of weeks, so that will probably set the trend for him. He couldn't have asked for a better match as well.
Yeah, still, Dele Alli and Van der Beek, I don't think they're going to help Everton that much. We will see. You heard it here first. I think Everton is going down for the first time in their history.
Oh God, that's a big statement, Boogie. But I don't think they will. Because don't forget we've got Burnley there.
There's Burnley, Norwich, Southampton,
Watford, and Newcastle. Watford. I don't think Everton will go down. But you said you think they're going to go down. I don't think Everton will go down. They'd be safe.
I think just because we all sided towards Everton. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say.
Wait, Nick. Finish what you want to say, but then I want you to answer this question for me. So finish what you want to say, then answer this question.
I was just going to say. I forgot now. There we go.
Well, let's answer the question then. Answer this question. Will February define our season? 5 to 6 cup games, trophies, and cup runs. So we got the Club World Cup and we've got the Carabao Cup. So if we were to win both of these cups, is that really the season is a success? I mean, whatever happens moving forward. I mean, as long as we finish top 4, it's a success, right?
Yeah, for sure. We win this League Cup final against Liverpool first, and when we get into the final of the FA Cup and manage to win that.
Forget. Listen. Forget the FA Cup. Forget the Champions League. Yeah. Top 4 and these 2 cups: Carabao Cup and the Club World Cup. And we've already got the Super Cup in the bag already. So
I think
we could have the treble by the end of this month, right?
Yes,
in the next month we can have the treble. That'd be nice.
We can, but these not the major one trophies. We can have the League Cup.
You know what, Nick?
Club World Cup.
I know the Club World Cup isn't the most prestigious
it's
in
not,
respect
because
to.
it's only 2 games.
Yeah, but you know what? For me, having that cup in our cabinet, we've literally done it all. We've won it all. There isn't.
Sure.
Yeah, but and do you know that cup has a lot of what's the word here? A lot of impact in regards to international reputation.
Yeah, I know.
When Chelsea lift that trophy, when Chelsea lift that trophy, we are the world champions. We are the world champions.
But it's not like winning the World Cup, the international World Cup.
We are the world champions.
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
We're going to be Club World Cup champions. For me, it's not a bigger thing. Bigger thing is for me is the FA Cup and everything else. That comes last to me. I don't know if you don't agree. It's up to you. But
I don't. The reason I don't agree is because we've got everything else. That's the only trophy we've never.
It still does.
I get what you're saying, but to win that one. Okay, I know it's only 2 games, Nick, but to win that one, first of all, you've had to have won the Champions League to get into the first.
I keep saying it's only 2 games. It's not like the league,
It doesn't matter if it's only 2 games, but it's just the prestige.
For me, it matters,
it's the bragging rights.
It's not 2 games though. It's not 2 games though, is it, Nick?
Nick, if it's 2 games,
it's a whole season. It's a whole season to win that Club World Cup. Do you know what we had to do? We had to beat Man City. We had to beat Real Madrid. We had to beat Porto. We had to beat. Who else did we beat? We had to beat a whole bunch of teams. Atletico Madrid.
Before that, we had to finish in the top 4. So
Yeah, I know
You know what I mean?
I mean, truly, you can make the argument that this is the toughest club trophy to win, just because. Just because of what you have to do to get to it.
Listen. Well. I want to hold on, Nick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'll let you continue. But I want to say a big up to the IFT podcast, the It's a Football Thing podcast. Big up to you guys, RJ, Scott, Robbie. Big up to you boys, and keep up the good work that you guys are doing. And appreciate you guys being here on the stream. Hopefully, we'll have you on the show pretty soon. So big up to you boys, and hopefully success is coming to Chelsea. I know there's a Man United fan in that group, and there's an Arsenal fan in that group, but hopefully the success will come to RJ and Chelsea. Big up to you guys. Big up. Sorry, Nick. Continue, my man.
Yeah, I'm just. It's the way I feel about it, because I know you have to win the Champions League, you have to beat all these teams, Real Madrid and all that. But for me, it's a more like a money thing than a big massive competition.
Can I just jump in there, right? So I'm going to the UAE to watch this game, the Club World Cup. We better lift that trophy, right? Because we've won every single trophy apart from that, and I know what Nick's saying. It's not got the prestige of a Champions League. It's not got the prestige of even the FA Cup, even though the FA Cup is seen as a competition.
Even the League Cup, I'll put that as well.
No, I'd rather win. Anyway, I'm talking about the Club World Cup here for a second, right? So the Club World Cup, right? I'm going to the UAE to watch Chelsea win that trophy, right? And it's just a trophy, as everyone said. It's a trophy we've not won, so it'd be good to officially win that trophy, and then we can say we've won that lot. The reason why it's not rated by a lot of teams is because teams like Arsenal don't do it on the European stage. Teams like Spurs don't do it on the European stage. Man United haven't won the Champions League in how long? That's why it's not rated.
It's only Liverpool won it. Yeah.
South American teams, Liverpool won it, and their fans are celebrating as if it was a major trophy. But look, South American teams rate this trophy. South American teams rate this trophy highly, so it's not going to be easy to win it. But we better win it.
Name me one player of the opposing teams.
What?
Name me one player who plays.
Well, you've got South America, you've got Palmeiras, you've got other teams, but then you've got the likes of Real Madrid in it as well. Real Madrid in it. We'll probably play them.
Nick is funny. Nick, just name me a player from the FA Cup. What club are we playing?
Plymouth Argyle.
Name your player from that team. What were we playing on Saturday? Which team are we playing on Saturday?
Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, name me 2 players of that team.
John and
Smith. Name some players. Danilo, Rocha, Luan.
Yeah, Max went on the internet.
Google. Palmeiras.
Yeah, Palmeiras. Yeah. In terms of
Palmeiras.
The league, in terms of the League Cup final as well, can I just say, if there's any Liverpool fans listening to this stream, I just hope your team turns up, because they've got a history of getting these false positives. I just hope they turn up to the game.
Listen, Nick. I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, we had a stream 2 days ago. We talked about Mo Salah. So I've got like a whole bunch of new subscribers from Liverpool. So let's just take it easy with it. With the talking about Liverpool, man. I don't want to unsubscribe.
We don't want to
I'm kidding.
I mean, yeah.
No.
What was the question in February? Is it a pivotal month? I think every month's a pivotal month, because as soon as any month goes wrong, like we've seen in December. I mean, we were talked about to win the league, and then December went wrong, and they were talking about a top 4 fight. But February, we've got the FA, we've got the League Cup final, we've got the Club World Cup, Champions League as well. February as well. We've got a big month. It's a big month.
Another thing I would say to that, Chris, our worst month is gone now. December is our worst month always, every year for centuries. So with December out of the way, there's no reason why we can't go on and win everything else we're in. Really.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, there's no. I mean, we're not, the league. The league is. I mean, the league is City's to lose. I know it's not over till it's over. But come on, let's be realistic here. We're in the FA Cup. We're in the League Cup final, Club World Cup. Even though Nick, you wouldn't be too interested in winning that trophy, mate. I don't know how I feel about that. I want to win it. I want to win that. Simple
No,
as
man,
that.
I'll be watching that with like everything else. I'm a Chelsea fan. Don't forget. I want
Yeah,
to
no,
win
Nick,
would you
Nick, hold on.
The other caps are more
Nick,
important. Yeah.
Nick, how many times have you seen Chelsea pick up the FA Cup?
FA Cup. 1970, first time.
A few times, right? A few times, right?
97.
You've seen it.
I'm talking about, yes, we've won it a few times now.
Champions League twice. The Cup Winners' Cup, the Super Cup a couple of times. You know, we've done it all.
Cup, yeah.
How many times have you seen them pick up the World Club Cup trophy?
We haven't.
So let's do it. Let's do it one time, yeah.
I'll be glad.
Let's do it one time. Let's do it one time.
Yeah,
Let's get this done.
I want to win it, Mo. I want to win it as well. I'm just saying there's other things more prestigious, yeah. But yeah, of course we want to win it.
Can I tell my opinion here with respect to all these four trophies?
No,
February being the most important
you're not allowed. You're not allowed, VJ. You're not allowed. I'm sorry. Actually,
right.
hold on, VJ. Hold on, VJ. Let's do this. All right, take it away.
What happened? Oh my! You're putting me on the spot.
I'll put you on the spot. Yeah. Pressure.
All right. No worries. I'm used to doing this. So I just wanted to say with respect to, I'm getting feedback actually. Okay. I just wanted to say that with respect to all these February month competitions that we're playing, most of them being the cup competitions, one thing that I'd say more than Chelsea, is it the most important month for Chelsea? Maybe yes, but I think it is the most important month for Thomas Tuchel, first of all. The reason why I say that is because if he wins a couple more trophies here, that secures his position in the next couple of years, I mean, at least for the next year. And I think that is very important for, all of us here and all the Chelsea fans right now, because we are in the mood of getting Thomas Tuchel another year. And if Board doesn't feel that, Thomas Tuchel has won these trophies, or if he's not able to provide that results, I think the results could either be, winning these trophies, or it could be, winning a Premier League. Either way, he needs to win these trophies to survive for the next year. And I think from that perspective, February month is going to be very important for us Chelsea fans and Thomas Tuchel as well. That's one thing that I want to say. And for me, Club World Cup is very important because we kind of most of the time take it, very lightly because, like how Chris said, it doesn't have that sort of a marketing back in England, because in England these teams don't really Manchester United or these other teams, Arsenal, Tottenham, they don't really play this sort of a competition. But then, though it is just 2 games, we just have to qualify a lot of competitions. We just have to win through a lot of competitions to even participate in it. So I'm proud of where we are right now, and I'd be eager to lift that trophy. Let's not forget we lost this trophy once in the past, I think, to Corinthians. So it's not that just because we're the European champions, it's an automatic win for us, and we don't have any competitions. We've seen South American team beat us before, so it is going to be interesting and it's going to be difficult. And if we win that will give a good morale boost for the team as well.
Yeah, South America love it. South America love this competition. Like, South Americans are always up for it. As you say, Corinthians, Brazil, Palmeiras will be up for it. And in terms of that, I'm not sure of the other teams, but yeah, I want to see this team win it. Honestly, I want to see Chelsea win it, because then we can officially say we've won it all. I know we say we've won it all now, but to add that one last trophy in the cabinet, we can say, okay, we've done it. We've done it. Now it's up to the other teams to do it. So, Nick, I know what you're saying, mate. It seems like a glorified trophy in terms of like the community shield. But it's much more.
Listen. Arsenal will count Community Shield as one of the trophies that they're proud of.
Major honours.
Yeah, all right, major honours. The Community
They cannot
Shield.
do that, that's why.
World Club Cup, man. World Club Cup. Community Shield. World Club Cup. Big difference, man.
Look, it's not that big a difference, Mo.
Oh, you serious, man? You serious?
I'm serious.
Listen, guys. Listen, I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. Yeah, the stream that we're gonna do after we win the World Club Cup and we're gonna celebrate. Nick is not allowed to take part in that stream. All right.
I don't mind.
And here's a bit of history for you guys. Right.
Done.
We are, if we win this club, us, along as Manchester United, will be the only clubs in England, Liverpool included, this is, by the way, to have won every single trophy that is available out there.
Yeah, that's
we've
won. Thing, Max, it is a great thing to win everything. Of course, I want to win everything. I'm just saying, it's not as big as some of you think.
Yes, it is.
Oh, here we go again. Chris, you're only saying that because you're going there. I know.
No, I'm not going there. I'm still saying that. Mo's not going there. He's still saying that.
Do you think we'll change our song from Champions of Europe to the Champions of the World?
No, never.
Why not? Why not? Why not? We are.
Champions of Europe.
Listen, when you do the tour, the Taste Stadium tour, there's a space empty in one of those cabinets just waiting for this trophy to grace itself and be,
It's waiting for it, Nick. Come on.
Nick, you'll have to remember one more thing. If we don't win the Champions League in the month of May or June, we cannot sing that song anymore. But we can sing the song until February next season. So in that way, this is good.
That's the only good thing. If of course I want to win it. We want to win every trophy available. Every time we play, we want to, every competition we want to win. That's Chelsea Football Club. Always has been. But it's not as prestigious as
in England.
As some of the other trophies,
That's
probably because
England. No, there's only two clubs. There's only Nick. There's only two cups I wouldn't. I would forgo this one for, and that's the league title or the Champions League again. But I will forego the FA Cup and the League Cup to get our hands on this one.
100%.
But tell me one thing, Nick. One question for you, Nick. So, are you saying South American team? What is the team that we're playing today? Let's take Corinthians only, right? Are you saying Corinthians will not be able to win whatever teams that participate in your FA Cups or Community Shield? Except for the top six, maybe.
Yeah, they won't get far. I don't think they get far. No.
Why won't they? Just because they don't play in Europe or just because they don't play in England, it doesn't mean that they're not that strong, right?
Richard, they're not as good as teams in England. They're not as good.
They're not good as that of Chelsea or Manchester United. I probably get that. They're not good as that.
United. I'll put even Corinthians.
Tell me if Corinthians will win against Millwall.
Who?
If Corinthians can win against Millwall.
They beat us one.
They got to win who? Yeah, they won 1-0. You said
they beat us
against
the last time in the World Cup.
They beat us, and if you look back, is that well rememberable to you? Not, I remember when we lost. I was watching it
when Torres missed the sitter.
Yeah, but it didn't feel as bad as losing other trophies to me that day. That's what.
Is Bobby still around?
Bobby's there.
Yeah, he's here, but I'm not sure if he's.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
Because
I was just listening to the transfers.
Yeah, we're talking about the World Club Cup because I know this is one that you want to win as well.
Oh, definitely. This is a big one in so many ways. This is a big one.
We want to win.
I was hearing someone talking about you cannot quantify trophies. The best teams go to win everything. There is no such thing as a smaller trophy, lesser trophy. Any trophy where we can win, we have to go all out and win it. Why this is of particular importance is the prestige. You know, I don't buy all these people that say, oh, you know, it doesn't mean anything. Of course, it means something. You've got to win the Champions League before you can even compete in it. Let's see everybody do that. It's a difficult trophy to be in. We fluffed our lines when we were in it the last time. I hate that idea of throwing away opportunities. You don't do that in life. This is another opportunity. It won't be easy, because the South American teams are better than we like to. I don't know. We like to give ourselves this sort of credit that what we don't know cannot be better than us. You know, it's a rubbish attitude, and I know Tuchel will go into that competition very, very well prepared, because he's going to have to be. But we still have a good chance to win it, and we have to go all out to win that trophy. We've got to have our name on that trophy.
We will go out all out to win. That's Tuchel's way. Where every game he plays, is there to win it.
Good.
But, you know, the only reason I think is less of a trophy, because there's only 2 games. Was it 2? We played 2 semi-finals.
Yeah, because we've done so well in the Champions League, that's why.
No,
doesn't matter. Count all the games we had to play to win the Champions League and put that in the basket. Then you know.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, because it's only 2. It's not a big run of games to win this World Cup. It's not like the World Cup internationally.
Okay, Nick. So, Nick,
feeling,
Nick, can I ask you a question?
League Cup is only
So, if you were given a semi-final place in the Champions League, and you were only 2 games away, you didn't have to play the group stages, quarterfinals, last 16, etc. Yeah, if you were only given 2 games to win the Champions League, would you say you wouldn't want to take the Champions League because of that? Or
no, I'll say I want to win. I'm not saying I want to lose, but it won't mean as much as as a normal run. You understand what I mean?
No.
No.
It means everything. It means absolutely everything.
No, Nick, I will go as far as saying, when we go to those preseason and we have those small tournaments in China and US, all those tournaments, I would like to win them also. I find them really important for some reason.
So why I want to win them, but they don't mean nothing.
A trophy's a trophy.
Understand that. Yeah,
a trophy's a trophy.
Yeah, like we watch the. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Nick, wait, Nick, do you like go to the fairground with your grandkids?
Yeah, when they were young, they got older now.
Yeah, when they were young, yeah, and then they have these like games in the fairground where you throw balls and you knock things down. And then they give you a little teddy bear. I mean, you spend like £10 to play the game, and then they give you like a £2 value teddy bear, and you take that and you be like, "Yay! I won that teddy bear." You're proud of it because you've actually done something to get it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you bought it for £10, you'd be pissed because it's not worth £10. But the fact that you entered, so it's the same thing. This is the trophy that we worked hard to win. I don't care how much it costs, but we played a league, finished in the top 4. Then we played the Champions League and we won that to qualify for this World Club Cup. And then, you know what? If we lose this tournament, Nick, I'm coming for you, mate. If we don't win this cup, I'm coming for you.
You can all come for me.
Mo, just a little thing. Nick, just something, Mo, because Mo, just
go
want
on,
to say
go on, Max.
Because remember,
go on,
you
Max.
were having a bit of a confusion about who will be playing in the next round for the cup. I'm just looking at the draw at the moment, and so what's happening? There's going to be a match between Al Ahly versus Monterrey or something.
Yeah.
Where's Al Ahly from? Do you know where they're from?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. So the winners of that one are going to play Palmeiras. So then what's going to happen is you're going to get Al Jazeera.
Oh, sorry. No. There's 2 Al Ahlis. There's an Egyptian one, which you're talking about, and then there's the Al Ahli and Al Hilali. Al Hilali is the Saudi Arabian one, I think, and the Ahli is the
the Al Jazeera Where are they from? Are they from,
Al Jazeera is from the Emirates, so they're the home team.
So they're playing against Auckland, which is from New Zealand, obviously. So
Correct.
what the winner of the winner of that game are going to be playing against Al Hilal, and
The
that's
Saudi
the
team.
you said from Saudi. So then
From
the
Saudi,
winners
yeah.
of the Al Hilal or
Wow,
Al
that is-
Jazeera or Auckland, they will play Chelsea. So it's one of
Chelsea.
those 3 teams who
Correct.
are going to be playing
Correct.
Chelsea. And then
Yeah.
the winners of the other one, which is match 2, which is Al Hilali also, and Monterrey.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are going to be playing against Palmeiras.
Palmeiras, correct. Yeah.
And then the winners of the semi-finals will then play.
Yeah.
So presumably on paper it would be Chelsea beating Palmeiras on paper.
Palmeiras in the final. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gabriel spot on.
Now, tell me one thing.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing.
Yeah, Al Ahli is the Egyptian one, Gabriel. Al Hilal is the Saudi one, and Al Jazeera is the Emirates
So
one.
why have we got 2 teams then from the same region playing?
No, you have Al Ahli is from Africa. That's the Egyptian team, and then you got Hilali is from the Middle East Asian team. And then you have the Al Jazeera, which is the home team. I think they qualified because they're the host country. I think that's how it works. Which is Al Jazeera. Yeah.
But the other teams are basically champions of their respective continent, right? We have a North American continent champion, South American continent champion, the Australian continent champion, and we have the Asian continent champion, and then the home team, and then Chelsea, which is the European champion.
So the home team, but I was a bit confused about. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get automatic qualification, I believe, because they're a home team. So Nick, this is what I'd say, right? They're basically champions of different continents in the world, and then they compete against each other, and then
it's like we're the European champions. Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah.
We have an emergence of the winner, right? So they have
that-
gone through a process similar to that of what we have gone through, correct? In their respective, league, which means that these are the competitions of champions. Here, we cannot expect teams like Liverpool and Manchester City to come in because they've not wanted to even be qualified to do so.
It's going to be. We can understand that it's going to be one English team.
Okay, Nick, let me put this to you,
lads. One second, lads. One second, lads. I've got a guest coming on for a few minutes. I've got Andreas coming on. So he'll be here for a few minutes, and you guys can ask him questions. People in the chat, if you want to prepare questions for Andreas. Stick him in the chat now. He'll be here in a few moments.
Can I just ask
ahead,
before Bobby and VJ, before you ask Nick any question, I just want to ask Nick just one simple, easy yes or no question. Nick, would you be disappointed if Chelsea lost the Club World Cup? Let's just say we got knocked out in the semi-final.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't say I want to lose it, or did I say that? I'm just saying it's not. It's not as big. I'll tell you why I think it's not as big as the other competitions. It's the teams we're playing against.
Yeah, but they're champions of their
They're not
respective
big
countries.
name teams, you know.
Hey, can I put one thing
Except
to you?
only in their countries they beat. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question? And before I do, I have to say, football's a sport that you never. I've seen things happen in football, and I never disrespect countries that I don't know much about.
I'm not saying I disrespect them, but they're not as the teams are not as big names like Bayern Munich, like
to us,
like
to us.
But
if you go to their countries, they are massive names.
For them,
they're massive. Anyway, that aside, what I want to say, Nick.
For you, are they big names? I mean.
For us they're not, but for their people, they're
the
massive.
South American ones are. The South American ones are.
Some
so
of
you must
the
have heard of
South American,
Santos,
but not all.
Nick, you've heard of Santos.
Not all of them.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying they're not like Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Juventus. I can go on and on. They're not big.
Nick, how many superstars play in China? How many former European superstars and South American superstars play in China? So this Asian team has beaten the best of the Chinese in their Champions League. So even the Asian team is not bad. The African team is not bad. I mean, maybe we haven't heard of the players, maybe we haven't heard of the teams, but that's us because we live in Europe, so we've heard of the European teams.
Nick,
it's just a different feel to it. That's all.
Go
Nick,
on, Bobby.
When the
Bobby, go on.
European Cup first started, and even up
Yes.
until it became the Champions League, you played what, about 6 games, if that, or to the
5, I
final.
think it was. Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
with the 2014 format, you're playing, what, is it 12 games? I can't remember now, something like that. You're playing a lot more games.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
the European Cup evolved to the Champions League. Those that won it when it was the European Cup, it doesn't devalue what their achievements. If anything, it has added to their prestige. That's why you talk of teams like Real Madrid having 13 Champions Leagues and so on and so forth.
European
In fact,
trophy. Yeah.
there are some teams that have numbers of European Cups behind them that have never won the Champions League. They won it in the European Cup format. Now, the World Club Cup is evolving. It's a relatively new-ish major competition.
Yeah.
This is the time to start winning it, because this is where you lay the foundation for the prestige that will follow you. And it's very short-sighted to underestimate this competition. This
Yeah,
competition
and another thing,
can only get bigger. And believe me,
Bobby.
Yeah, it's going to take time, but that's what I always said. It will take a
Doesn't
lot
matter.
of years to get, make it big.
Can I? You two are the oldest ones on the panel, older than me even. So, and I'm sure a lot of you know the history of Chelsea. And for those who don't know, what happened in the year 1955 was when we won the league. That's when the first European Cup was introduced. So Chelsea should have been the first English team to have graced the European Cup. What happened? The English FA, they turned their nose up on it because of snobbery, saying, this is a nonsense trophy. So,
I remember that, Max.
So they said that we're not entering. So they refused us from
All right,
playing
guys.
the tournament.
Guys, as you all know, tonight is the transfer deadline. Therefore, many people who work in the reporting side of things are very, very busy. So we are lucky to have one of the people who are reporting on the news here with us today. We have Andreas Christensen on with us. He'll be here for a few moments. So take this opportunity to ask him any questions you guys have. People in the chat, if you have any questions, type them in there. I'll be sure to put them to Andreas. So Andreas, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you on, my man.
Thanks a lot, Mo. Thanks for bringing me on.
Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I know it's a busy night for you tonight.
Yeah, not particularly, because I'm only covering Chelsea normally, so it's not, and of course Norwegian players and transfers or managers for them, but for Chelsea it's very, very quiet today, so lucky day, I would say.
Can you? I mean, I'm going to ask you the first question, then I'll open it to the guys to ask you. Can you tell us if there was any concrete moves from Chelsea towards Dembele? Because we've heard a lot in respect to interest from Thomas Tuchel in acquiring Dembele. We've heard a lot about Dembele being offered to UK clubs, Paris Saint-Germain, and other clubs. Where did the Dembele thing go? And in respect to Chelsea specifically.
Well, as I've said many, many times, I even said this in the morning, and I said this on my Twitter in the morning, that Chelsea were never interested in Ousmane Dembele for this January. Chelsea are interested in Ousmane Dembele, but that's for the summer, because Chelsea are not willing to go for him now, and everyone, like also Ousmane Dembele, feels also himself that would be better for him to go in the summer, because he's free and everything. Only the parts in this deal was Barcelona that wanted it to happen now. Both Chelsea and Dembele wanted this to happen in the summer. Also because then Dembele can have a pre-season, and everything like this is also a lot better for the player. And also Chelsea needed to sell at least one or two players to get a new player in. So that's you can probably ask some more about it.
So it's fair to say that Dembele is a target. However, it's a summer target rather than a winter target, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea made no contacts with Barcelona, as many others has also said on Twitter. There has been no contacts for this January between Barcelona and Chelsea, but there has been contact between Chelsea and the agent Sissoko. So obviously they are interested, but not for this market.
Okay. Guys on the panel, feel free to ask Andreas any questions you may have.
First of all, I'll say big up to you, because I did see that tweet from you while everyone else was getting excited and saying that. I think someone from Spain did say it was 99% done or something like that, and there was a lot of people getting excited. Then I saw your tweet, and you put yourself out there by saying no deal for Chelsea, and it's going to be done. Anything's going to happen, it's going to be in the summer, and you put that out from the morning, and so that sort of shows your credibility, which is good.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So what I was going to ask is, did we? Because a lot of people are saying about the fullback position. Did we actually actively seek anybody any fullback options this window? And if so, do you know who these players were? Because there was a lot of noise about some players.
Well, from the start of this window, Chelsea discussed a transfer list for players targets for left wing back. These discussions was without Thomas Tuchel. So what they had in their plans was Dest, Tagliafico, Emerson was part of these plans for potential left wing backs. Is one more name as well. I can't really remember at the moment, to be honest with you. So that's what's the players that was in the list for left wing back. But what happened then was that after Thomas Tuchel had the transfer conversation about the left wing back possibility with Marina, and this was also after this meeting was after already people were starting to report that Chelsea were interested in this. Luka Digne as well. These players on left back. This info came because there had been no meetings between Marina and Tuchel yet. And after the meeting between Tuchel and Marina, they decided that the only player Tuchel wanted from the available ones was really Emerson. So what they did, they put in 3 proposals to bring back Emerson Palmieri. All of them was turned down. So that was it. There was after the conversation with Tuchel, it was Emerson Palmieri in this market or nothing, from my understanding.
So it's more of a Tuchel decision than the club decision.
Yeah, for that, because they couldn't go maybe Thomas Tuchel, if he could choose every left wing backs in that you can have. Of course, Theo Hernandez, people talked about him, but it's not really possible to bring in such talents and such great left wing backs as left wing back for the market. So only of those that were available, only Emerson was the one that Thomas Tuchel wanted to bring back, and they tried, and then they decided in the end, because they couldn't get him, to not buy anyone other than just recalling Kennedy. So that was probably it, Emerson or nothing. This is what I'm hearing.
Max, done? Can I go?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Go ahead, Vijay.
All right, Andres. First of all, thank you for taking your time and coming in. I know it's a busy time for you as well. I just wanted to quickly ask you a question on this, Tchouaméni and Koundé situation. Probably not now, but then for the upcoming summer, we also heard some news in the January transfer window because of the high, the demand for Tchouaméni this time. Chelsea were considering going for him in the January window. Is any of those statements true, or are we, not in the race for this in this winter transfer window? We're going to do it only in the summer. We haven't approached the parties at all.
Jules Koundé and Tchouaméni, they are both players that are very, very high in the list for the summer. So both these players also share the same agent that probably all of you know. So those are still the two priorities for summer. Of course, Tchouaméni together with Declan Rice. Also, Sule is another player in the list that Chelsea are interested in for the summer, together with Koundé as centre back. So these are all options. Was it anything else you asked?
Now, I was trying to understand, because of the high demand from the other clubs for Tchouaméni in the winter transfer window. There were statements released saying that Chelsea was probably considering going for a bid in the winter transfer window. So I just wanted to ask from you, did we have any bids
That
placed?
was
Or
more rumors from my understanding. I think it was always the point to go for Tchouaméni in the summer. And also now, because last summer Tchouaméni was probably available for around 50-60 million euros. Now I think in the summer he's going to be higher. Maybe I'm seeing Marca today reporting 80 to 100 million euros. I'm told that this is not exactly true. I'm told it's more like 60-17 million euros is what Monaco will be asking for Tchouaméni in the summer. So it's definitely players to look out for, and there are still deals that can easily get done. There are also important to understand that Chelsea are in contacts with the agent all of the time, so it's very easily to say that Chelsea are leading the race for those players.
Right, that clears it up.
Yeah. Can I ask you something, Andres?
Yeah.
Something what we know quite a bit, but I'm still so I like this player so much. I wanted to say, the one and only Rudiger. Is there any new news on it?
Well, the last update I have on Rudiger is that there was some positive conversations between Rudiger and Marina before obviously he went to Sierra Leone and everything like this. So there has been some positive talks last time. I think that probably an agreement can be reached, but it's probably going to be around 170k pound to 190, because from 2 months ago, Rudiger wanted a bit over 200k pound a week, and now he's probably lowered it a bit lower. So Chelsea are now confident that this is the info I have, is Chelsea are confident to agree a deal for Rudiger from around 170k to 190k. However, Christensen and Aspi
that's
is
good
harder.
news. Yeah, that's good news. I always said he's going to stay because he does love the club. As you know yourself, and I always thought, it'd be a big mistake if we let him go. Very big mistake. Yeah.
Hi, Andres. Love the work
Hello.
you do. Was that another question, Nick? Or
Go ahead, Chris.
Right, how you doing, Andres? Hope you're good, mate. I love the work you do covering Chelsea. Keep it up. Hopefully, you can understand me as well with a Scottish accent. Hopefully, you can understand it, mate.
Hopefully, from
my
the
question is now Norway. There's one player I love from Norway, Erling Haaland, goal machine. Where's his likely destination, do you reckon, this summer?
Well, he has not decided yet, but if I would guess a team for Haaland, from Holland, if I can say in Norwegian, I think it's going to be Manchester City. But that's not info yet. Of course, City are going to work on it. They want him. Real Madrid wants him too. I think the two leading clubs are probably Real Madrid and Manchester City.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no worries.
Go on, Bobby.
Hi, Andreas. How are you, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Always good to talk to you. And Andreas, I want to go down the road of our academy graduates, and many of us, like myself, are very keen to see the return of Armando Broja, Gallagher, and I don't know why I've forgotten his first name. I keep having Liam
Billy Gilmore
up in my head.
Billy Gilmore? Is it Gilmore you're talking about?
Gallagher.
Okay. Conor Gallagher.
Conor, that's right. Conor Gallagher. And for me, in particular, I'm quite interested in seeing what happens with Ethan Ampadu, because I suspect, because of how slow Chelsea are in doing things, I have concerns that we may have priced ourselves out of Tchouaméni. And if we're not careful, we might have to struggle to get Jules Koundé. So, I mean, what's happening on that front? Will someone like Broja go out again on loan? I know that the chances of Conor Gallagher returning is very high. But what's the feeling from the inside about this?
My feeling is that probably Chelsea are going to sell some players next season. For example, they're going to maybe sell a Timo Werner, then maybe a Ziyech if he don't perform, maybe a Barkley. Those three, for example, comes in. Then probably we can see Ousmane Dembélé comes in, and then from my feeling is also that Conor Gallagher and Armando Broja is in the plans for the next season to be in the squad. This is the situation right now, like what Chelsea are feeling, players, not players, but staff and everyone like from Chelsea now are feeling about those two players. Ampadu, I think it's very, very difficult for Ampadu now to get in this team. We have a very strong midfield. I think Chelsea are going to sign a top-class midfielder like DMI. If not, Ampadu turns something crazy out and becomes, the next Vieira or Roy Keane. In just a couple of months, I can't see anything with Ampadu. Maybe he will get another loan. That's my feeling with him. But Broja and Gallagher, I think, are going to be part of the project. Was it any other players, or was it those three?
Okay, so do you still think that we have a financial chance for Tchouaméni?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not.
Oh, we've lost Andreas. This
shows your finances in the problem.
It's a key question, because I've heard today that his price has doubled. So I wanted to know if that's true. Yeah, I wanted to know if that was true. I wanted to get his insight onto that. Hopefully, Andreas, if you're hearing us, please try to log back on. We still have a ton of questions. I know Couch Critic is eager to ask you a couple. So if you can hear us and you're able to come back on, we'd appreciate that.
More shows you on Chelsea's finances. You asked the question and he's off. Not a good sign.
Anyway. It was good actually, because he did answer one of the questions I want to ask, which he answered, was about the attackers. Which attackers does he think we'll get rid of? It was interesting that he mentioned Werner, because Werner's one of the ones I said would probably go. Ziyech, I don't think he will now. If he continues playing the way that he has in the last few games, I think he's done enough to stay if he carries on in the form he's at.
I think it's going to come down to what the players want, though, too, right? Like the players are going to want to play more World Cup here. So perhaps, like maybe not for Ziyech, but Werner is probably likely going to go. Pulisic for the same reasons and whatnot. I think it's going to come down to less about Chelsea wanting to move them. Yeah, Chelsea not wanting to move, not so much Chelsea wanting to move them, but the players wanting to get more playing time and looking for a move that way.
Coach, I also think selling Ziyech would be a bit more easier because of the wage that he's on than moving Timo Werner, which would kind of be difficult, right? So
but he's still got suitors.
Can you imagine having Dembele attacking from one side and Ziyech from the other? If they're both on form, it could be very interesting.
If they're both out of form, a lot of balls could go into Matthew Harding.
Oh God!
Yeah, and the thing about
Dembele, we can't hear you, by the way.
I was saying,
the best thing will come out of
how does Dembele attack from the infirmary?
The best thing what's the best thing you think come out from Andreas from that interview? One of the main things.
I hope Timo Werner isn't the player that goes, to be honest, because I think he does offer a lot. to be fair. And I know what people are going to say. But what about the chances he misses? But I know that. That's a big negative on his behalf. But I think he offers a lot of the teams. The team.
Chris, he has to improve. If he, you know,
Of course, but
he's got half a season to show you something.
No, I know,
I know he runs fast, but he can't control the ball. He can't shoot.
Nick, you say he needs to improve. Okay, so does most of the Chelsea attack.
Yeah, but not like him. He's really bad. You know,
he can't control the ball though. He can't control the ball. He's got good pace and movement, and he works hard. But he can't control the ball.
But pace with no brains is no good.
Exactly.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You know what? What Nick has just said about Timo Werner. I hope he scores in the Club World Cup to win Chelsea the Club World Cup.
I hope
You know what's funny? We're speaking of Werner as if he plays regular for Chelsea now. He doesn't even play regular for Chelsea now. You know what I mean? Like, he's fallen out of favor with not only, you know, Lampard, but also with Thomas Tuchel. Like, he hasn't played at all this season.
Stop it! He's been injured.
All right, guys.
When was he injured?
Guys.
Where is he now?
Guys. Andreas is back. All right, guys. I wanna ask the first question. So, Andreas, welcome back.
Sorry, I just got. I don't know what happened. Microphone just totally got out of the stream out. I don't know what.
No, it's fine.
In the middle of
it's fine.
As well.
It's all good. It's all good. Andreas, the question we want to ask you is this: recently, over the past day or so, we've heard that Monaco have doubled their asking price for Tchouaméni. How accurate are those reports? Because if his price has increased substantially, then we will possibly be looking at Declan Rice rather than Tchouaméni. So I wanted to know, how accurate are these reports?
Well, from last summer, he was around 50-60 million euros. What Spanish media or Marca I saw was reporting around 80 to 100 million euros is what they are going to ask for this summer. I'm told that's probably a bit less than this. Yes, they have increased a little bit, but it's not too much. What I'm told is going to be more around 70 million euros is what they're asking for at the moment.
All right, fair enough. Guys, it's open to you. 70 million I can take. 70 million euros, 70 million pounds is a little bit. Too much. I think. So.
70
all right.
Too much risk for me. We just go for Declan Rice. If I be honest with you, 70.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Boogie. I think that's just a inflated price, just due to the fact that we're in the transfer market right now. The transfer window's open. Always get these sensationalized fees that go along with the transfer market, but I can't see him going for more than like 60 million euros, to be honest. Myself, his age, his profile, 60 million is a lot.
Marina is going to try and negotiate it as she always does as well. So let's see with the price.
I mean, ultimately as well, like the agent and the player have some say in this as well. Like, if they really want to push for a move. And I think that's going to happen with Tchouaméni this summer. He's going to want to push for a move to leave Monaco to go play at a bigger club. Then they're not going to be demanding 80 million euros when he's a want away as well. So that's something else to consider.
Yeah.
Andreas,
obviously, Tchouaméni, we're looking at Tchouaméni, we're looking at Rice. There's talk about someone who divides this fan base quite a lot of Jorginho. There's talk of him going back to Italy at some point, and Juventus's name is propped up in this window. I know Juventus has just bought Zakaria. So, any news on? And I know he's probably got after this season, he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So, any news on Jorginho?
Jorginho. Jorginho, I think it's no news yet, to be honest. What we are hearing is just like he's still in the plans. Thomas Tuchel loves him and all that stuff. However, I think there are something to it that Chelsea might let him leave next summer to Juventus because it's going to fit all sides. I have also been told that Thomas Tuchel is considering going back to a back four yet, but this is not confirmed at all. This is just some things I'm hearing, and at that point, I think that Chelsea might look out to offload Jorginho if they're going to play a back four, play with if they get Tchouaméni or Rice, play with the Chu or Rice in that DM role, and then you're going to have Mount, Kante, and the other Kovacic, Gallagher come back to play as that 8 roles. I think that's a perfect scenario. But as of now, Thomas Tuchel is not trusting Jorginho to play in a back four to be that single pivot player, because I don't think he is fast enough to be in that position or strong enough. So I think Jorginho has, of course, chances to leave next summer. I think there are chances for that.
He did play there though, just recently though, right? If I'm not mistaken, he did play single six.
Yeah,
recently.
he played single six because they played 3 times against Tottenham, and every time it went so good. So, and also Tottenham is not a very position-based team. But if you are going to play against Manchester City and you're going to play with Jorginho as a DM, then I think we are going to look at what happened when Sarri did this against Manchester City and lose 6-0.
Yeah, I mean, like
yeah,
that's a
he
little
played
much.
in
That's
that
a little
position
much.
in that game. Yeah, but
It's
I'm
not.
just
It wasn't
saying
all down
that-
to Jorginho, and then also beyond that.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying inconsistent enough in the Premier League. I don't think Jorginho can be that in the Premier League. I'm not taking anything away from Jorginho because I love him as a player and I think he's a fantastic midfielder and one of the best midfielders in the world. But I just don't think he can be that player alone in that DM. I think if we are going to play with him, I think we need a 4-2-3-1 formation rather than a holding midfielder in a 4-3-3.
Andreas, I do have a question for you. This is something not relevant to the transfer market, but I also wanted to understand this from your perspective because you have a bit of more inside contact than us, right? So just trying to understand this situation, this particular report that came out about Chelsea attackers being unhappy with Thomas Tuchel. How much of substance is there to that particular report, or is there a bit of unrest there, or is it just the media attention there?
For me, it's very, very little in that you can take away from it. Players are unhappy all the time behind the scenes when people are not reporting about it. So I think because Chelsea obviously was in a bit of a bad situation and a lot going on, so now the media maybe felt it was a good time to bring out players unhappy and this and that, and then there was a story about Mason Mount. I don't remember, but it was a lot of things going around. I've also seen there has been a lot of wrong information also on Romelu Lukaku being thrown out there. A lot of it from Italy stating like he just wants Inter and a lot of other reports from Italy also for Lukaku. So there has been a lot of different reports for players that has not been true. And to be honest, it's not much in that. I think players are pretty much happy at Chelsea. Of course, in particular, Werner. Of course, if he won't play, then of course he's going to get a new move next. Then he was going to want a move next season. It's as simple as that. But it's nothing in it like the players are not unhappy or anything like this, from my understanding.
That's a good thing to know.
Can I just ask one question, Andreas? I just want to ask, it's
Thanks,
not
Andreas.
transfer related, it's just a very, very easy question. What colour is London? What colour?
It's easy. It's very
blue.
easy. It's very, very blue. It's very easy.
There we go. There we have it.
Yeah.
Andreas, my man, thank you for coming on. Thank you for answering the questions.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you on. For us, it's always good to get the insight and the knowledge that you're able to provide us. So big up to you and thank you for being here. Much appreciated.
Thanks a lot, and big up to all the panel and everyone here, and big up to everyone in the chat as well. So
Big up, brother.
Thanks for
Big up,
big up.
Thank you, Andreas.
Yeah,
Big up to you.
cheers,
The
Andreas.
only
Appreciate
person
it.
I listen to from the media is you. I don't listen to the rest.
Okay, thanks a lot, bro, and bye. See you soon.
See you
Take
later,
care.
mate. See you later.
Bye-bye. Fantastic lad, and a big contributor to the Blue Lounge when it comes to information. I'm always asking him for behind the scenes for his insight onto a lot of these stories, and he's always making himself available to respond to our questions. So big up to you, Andreas. Guys, we have, I think, 10 more minutes because nothing is happening tonight. So I'll give you guys 10 more minutes to give me your final thoughts on this transfer window before we wrap up. So let me start with the senior gentleman in the room. Let's start with Nick. Nick, give me your final thoughts on this transfer window.
Yeah, final thoughts.
You don't know my age.
Look at Biggie, man.
You don't know my age. You're calling Nick.
I tell you what. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick you guys in order of age. So from the oldest, in my opinion, to the youngest. All right. So I'm pretty sure Nick is the oldest one.
I'm the oldest.
And I'll go in
then
my
it's me.
estimation.
Then it's me. Yeah.
I think you'll go last, Chris. I think you'll go last.
Careful there. Careful.
I'm the Boogeyman's about 30, 35, so he's in the middle.
Boogeyman's 28. Boogeyman's 28.
Boogeyman, I thought he was in his 50s.
I might. I'll tell you what. Before we do this close this statement, let me guess here. And I'm allowed to be within 5 years of your age. And if I'm right, say yes. If I'm wrong, just say no. But I'm allowed to be within 5 years, over or under. Yeah. And I'm gonna go across the board. So I'm gonna say, Nick, you're about 65 years old. How close am I? Am I right?
You're nearly spot on. I'll be 65 in July. Yes.
I'm good. All right. I'm
You're
gonna go. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Bobby, and I'm gonna say Bobby is around 55. Bobby, am I ballpark there? All right, Bobby's not there. I'll go to Max next, and I think Max is 60. I'm way off, aren't I? I'm way off. Max, tell me, am I way off?
Are you taking a pee?
55?
I think Max is about 50 the most.
Listen, Max, the way he talks about Chelsea is like he was there when they were established, man.
I know my history, mate. You know what? I know my history. I used to, when I was 10 years old, I used to read. I got this book called about the history of Chelsea, and I read it from front cover to back cover. And I studied all the players who played from our existence all the way.
I didn't know they printed books in the 1800s, Max.
Yeah, Max, I had the old video. You know the video,
Telegraph.
the history of Chelsea on the older videos we used to have.
Max,
Yeah.
Max, are you around 45?
I hope you're going
No,
on.
he can't be 45. I'm 45.
Mo,
Yeah.
I hope you're just going on my knowledge, not my looks. Okay.
I am. Oh,
No, you're just
nah.
going on my knowledge.
If I go on your looks, you're like mid-20s. I know you're about mid-20s.
Well, put it this way: you can work out my age. I'm not going to tell you, but you can work it out. See how good your knowledge of Chelsea is.
Or Max is.
I was 2 when Chelsea won their first FA Cup. So there you go.
48. Nice.
No, you don't know your history.
No.
You were 2 in 1970.
Hold on.
So 1970,
Chelsea.
you were 2.
I just don't have good math skills.
Huh? So he's about 50.
Yeah, 50. 51.
Mo is working his calculations there.
What was it, 1970?
Come on, guys.
Was it 1970?
Math test. You got to do some math tests.
So 50.
Hold on. Chelsea.
I was 2 when we won our first FA Cup.
Oh,
so
you're
Hold on.
53.
You're about
Hold on.
54, Max.
In
I will be this year, yes.
So
Actually,
53.
incidentally, it's my
53.
birthday next Friday. Is my
I
birthday,
thought so,
guys.
yeah.
Next Friday.
So I wasn't wrong, was I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were close. Yeah, you were close, Snake.
So me and you on that far apart, Max. I'm like 8 years younger than you.
Mo, hold on,
45.
Mo. Did you say you're 45?
No,
I am 45. Yeah.
There's no way you're
Yeah.
45.
I will never.
I am.
I would have said
am.
probably
I am.
30. I would. You know what? Take this as a compliment. I would have said 35.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
said
but still, you're too young also to.
Yeah, no, I'm
judge.
45, man.
What water do you drink? What water?
Me, I drink Tesco mineral water, man. What am I gonna drink, man? Evian and Buxton and that kind of same water you drink, man.
Evian. I do like a bit of Evian.
No. What it is, Chris. What it is my mother's side. They look young. You know, their features are young. My father's side, they look old. I hope nobody's watching from my father's side. No, but you know. Yeah, no. It's genetics, man. I look young for my age. I've got a brother who looks older than me, even though he's like 6 years younger than me. So it's good. I'm blessed. Thankfully. I mean, Max is 60. He looks like he's 60, innit? So he can't be too happy.
Actually, he looks younger than 55.
At work, when I went out for my 30-year anniversary, somebody said to me, "Did you start work when you were 2 years old?"
Mm-hmm.
So that was a compliment.
So who was next, Mo? That you were going to guess.
Who was next? I was gonna say Brugge, and I was gonna say Brugge is like, I don't know.
28. He looks 28.
Yo,
Nah,
Chris,
you know what? You know. No, I'm serious. I think Brugge is close to my age. I think Boogie's like mid-40s.
Well, the last stream.
39, Boogie.
I'm
I don't know
38.
because
I said
the last-
38. That's the first thing I said. 38.
The
Yeah,
last
that's
stream,
spot on.
he was fixing his daughter's guitar, and I thought it was his guitar. You know, the pink guitar that he was trying to fix. So I don't know. I'm going to say.
No,
I'm going to say 49.
He's
For who?
told his age already.
Oh, I
Chris,
told his age. He's 38.
You're too young to guess old people's
Wait.
age. You're too
Oh
young.
yeah, sorry, 28.
We're gonna believe that he's 38. Yeah, we're gonna believe that.
Oh, I'm actually 38. I'm turning 39 in April.
Yeah, that's spot on then. That's spot
Big
on.
up, yeah, big
Yeah,
yeah. I said 28. mate. I
That's-
said 28. I said
That's
28.
wicked. That's wicked.
Yeah, I mean that's life, man.
I think you and Couch Critic are probably same age group. Couch, I'm gonna guess you're like late 30s as well. Am I right?
In and amongst it. Oh, hold on a second.
Man has
Wait,
to check his birthday.
He's probably calculating his driving license.
No, the kid's
No, no,
wilding. The kid's wilding. Hold on a second.
He's trying to figure out what cup we won close to his age. It's close to the time he was born. It's like
I think that's when we're going through a barren spell. We didn't win anything.
Older than the lot years. I'm 2 years older than Max.
Beautiful.
I see. I was spot on then. I was spot on.
Yeah.
I was spot on. Yeah, I was spot on with Bobby. Yeah, that's good.
I've always said that. I started supporting Chelsea from the age of 4 when we won our first FA Cup final.
Yeah, I need to start relating my age to Chelsea with cups. What can I say? I was born when Chelsea have not won anything yet.
But we hadn't won anything when we were born.
Yes, they had. We'd won
No,
the
I
League
said
Cup.
no, we didn't win anything during that period where he was born.
Yeah. During that period, no.
Yeah.
I should pick another team.
Remember, we went through 20 odd years of 27 years of hurt. We went through.
Right, I'm gonna go with VJ being 27. Am I in the
Close.
ballpark?
Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
I'm in the
I was
ballpark,
7
yeah.
years. I was 7 years old when Roman Abramovich took over the club. That's my exact age.
So you were 7 years old. So 2003 took over. 2010. So that makes you.
No, I was 7 years old.
You were 7 years old when he took over. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
that's
20.
1997 he was born then.
96.
96. Yeah.
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 Okay. 96.
All right, I'm
Makes
gonna
it quarter
go
of
with,
a century now.
24.
Yeah. Try being half a century, man. Then you're talking business, man. All right, I'm gonna go. Chris is 18.
Well, I mean, right. So, I am hearing everyone's ages. So I'm the youngest. Okay. Now
Yeah.
I was
21.
12. I was 12 when Chelsea won their
Champions
first Champions League.
12.
2013.
2013. So
22.
Yeah,
Nah,
22.
so I come 22 this year. I'm 21.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I said 22, didn't I? Spot on.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good, I guess, in ages, aren't I? I mean, I messed up matches, but
terrible.
everybody else, I
Well,
was
you
close.
did it more on the history, my knowledge, rather than my knowledge.
We'll never try that with women.
Yeah. No, never.
Let's call
never,
older
never,
than
never.
21 and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Unless they're 60.
All right, lads, listen. I'm gonna end the stream because we spent a lot of time talking about ages. But listen, people, this has been a really, really enjoyable stream to do. And I'll be honest with you, I was worried about doing the stream because I was looking at the news and there was nothing on news, and I was thinking, how am I gonna do a deadline day stream with Chelsea doing nothing of note? But we've had a good stream, we've had a good discussion, a good debate. People in the chat have been, interacting pretty well. I'll just see Kawasi. Kawasi's in the chat. How are you, man? I hope you're doing good, Kawasi. It's been a while, mate. It's been a while. Listen, we've been away because there hasn't been nothing to talk about. But we've done 3 streams over the past 3 days, and they've all been very, very well. More you need to set up an age bracket. No, I don't. No, I'm good. All right. So people, it's been a fantastic stream tonight. It's been 3 fantastic streams. The last 3 streams, I've really enjoyed the discussion. I've really enjoyed the interaction. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm planning to do a stream during this week with another YouTuber, a Q&A. I know he's a little bit busy, so whenever he gets back to me and we can confirm a time, we'll do that stream. The next guaranteed stream is Friday night. The Chelsea Plymouth. Who playing in the FA Cup?
Yeah, Plymouth.
Nick knows that. Nick knows that.
You should try and get that guy Niall on. Do you
Nick is
know Niall?
too much into FA Cups.
Do you know Niall? No.
Nah, I said
Niall.
that's Port Vale. Yeah.
Now
Niall
more
who?
Sage is showing.
I can contact him. He does a football. He used to do a football show on a Friday. I'm not sure he's going to be doing it at the same time. But he does. What's that show he does? I went on it a few times last summer. I can't remember his surname. I'll try and get his name because he does a football show anyway. He covers all the different things. But he's a big Plymouth Argyle supporter.
All right, sweet, yeah.
If he can get on, then I'll message him and try and
bring him.
It's good fun. Good fun.
What I'll do more
ask
is
him to come on. Ask him to come on.
I'll see if there's any Arsenal fans that we can laugh at because their club is their club's a mess. So I'll see if there's any Arsenal fans.
Unfortunately, I know a lot of Arsenal fans, and I laugh at them every day, man. So I don't have to bring them on the stream to. I mean, yeah. I mean, Yeah, and the sad thing is, the family. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. If my brother's watching, I'm sorry.
And my son.
And your son, yeah.
Hold on, Max.
Yeah,
Max,
no.
is your son an Arsenal fan, yeah?
One of them.
What?
I've got two sons. One's a
Oh,
Chelsea
wow.
fan,
Wow.
I don't know. He wanted to be different. But it was
So
funny.
one is Arsenal, the other one is
Chelsea, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
there's always
the
going to
reason.
be a bad.
Probably. Yeah,
There's always
opposite,
going
right?
to be, you know, a prodigal, you know, in the family. But
That's-
you know
that's-
what? I
they
don't
want to
mind
give
because
a better
it's
gift
someone
to
I
it.
could take the mickey out of. And it was quite funny because when we beat them 4-1 in the Europa League, he had tears rolling down his eyes. And all I said to him is, I told you should have listened to Daddy.
You could have been celebrating, but you chose the wrong team. Listen, people, it's been a good evening. It's been a good night, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay good. And I'll see you all later. Up the Chelsea. Peace.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Up the chat.